Oskaloosa Indians football is on the air, live on KMZN. HD streaming video via the No Coast Network at RadioKMZN.com and all over the world on the KMZN smartphone app. Oskaloosa Indians football brought to you by Fairway, Mahaska, Oskaloosa Vision Center Incorporated, Clow Valve Company, Bank Iowa, William Penn University, Mahaska Drug, Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance, Swim Sports Awards and Screen Printing, Robert Auld Investments, Bruxford's Decorating Center, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Hawkeye Real Estate, Kelly Style Insurance, Pella Printing, Petrito Orthodontics, Penn Central Mall, and Raymond James Financial Services. And now, let's go live to Oskaloosa Indians football action on the No Coast Network.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Grinnell High School, and Emery Songer joined by my partner Doug DeCock, and we are at Grinnell High School for Oskaloosa football, taking on the Tigers of Grinnell. We appreciate you for joining us here for week number 2, as we have plenty of action to talk about around our listening area, and the Oskaloosa Indians and Grinnell Tigers looking for win number 1 this season for both schools. We appreciate you for joining us on all of our platforms, 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN with live audio, and then the live HD video stream with the help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Department over at OHS in Oskaloosa. That is on RadioKMZN.com and MCG Channel 7. We appreciate your patience as we work through our first road game of the season. Doug, we are here. Let's talk X's and O's here quickly. Oskaloosa. This is week 2 of having an opportunity to work with the personnel that we're seeing here. A little bit of a dinged-up team, Oskaloosa, coming into this, but they have to feel confident coming into this ballgame against the Grinnell team they beat last year. Well,
I think they do feel confident, but if you're Oskaloosa, you're looking at this, you've heard the old cliche, one game at a time, but also you want to improve each week. And after looking at the Pella game a few times, there was plenty of things to improve on. I look for us to clean some things up tonight as far as the penalties go, and execute a little bit better on the offensive end.
Oskaloosa will have a very similar lineup on both sides of the football. There are a couple of key pieces that will not be playing tonight, and we'll talk about that when the time comes. But for right now, we'll take our first break of the evening. When we come back, we'll give you some important statistics for both of these squads, let you know who to watch out for, what are some of the important keys to the game, and get you the starting lineup. So we are about 25 minutes away from the opening kickoff. Oskaloosa football at Grinnell here on the No Coast Network.
Clow Valve Company of Oskaloosa is very proud of all area students involved in any school activities. They know that being involved takes dedication and hard work put forth by each student. Clow Valve Company reminds you to support our area students in the various activities that they're involved in. School activities are important in molding young people into healthy, successful adults, as they are an important part of a good community. Congratulations to all area students from Clow Valve Company in Oskaloosa.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Experience the Bruxford's difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to our customers and our community as the day we first opened our doors. Please stop in and give us a chance to prove how important our customers are to us.
Roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Oskaloosa warming up, Grinnell warming up. We are 23 minutes or so away from the opening kickoff of tonight's non-district matchup between two Class 3A schools, both who call the Little Hawkeye Conference home in other sports, and that is Oskaloosa and Grinnell. Oski 0-1 after a 35-7 loss to Pella last week. Grinnell 0-1, a 29-16 loss to South Tama. That was on the road. This is their home opener tonight. And of course, they are going to be bringing out a different look than they saw last year, because Seth Howard, who happened to be the QB for last year's team, is actually the quarterback for Oskaloosa this year, which is an interesting dynamic, Doug. You don't see that too much in high school football.
Well, you don't, Emery, and I would think if I'm Seth, I can't wait till this week is over. Seth transferred. He was the starting quarterback here last year, had a fantastic year for Grinnell. Transferred to Oskaloosa. He'll be the starting quarterback tonight for the Indians. And yeah, I think after this week, Seth can kind of put this behind him, lay it to bed, and get to work on football. So it'll be interesting. I'm sure he's hyped up to see how he comes out tonight.
Yeah, and Grinnell, they are struggling to start the season so far. Let's go ahead and without further ado talk about the starting lineups for these teams. First with the Oskaloosa Indians, the visitors tonight here in Grinnell. Along the offense, it will be Seth Howard, who will be the starting quarterback. Cole Henry could figure to get into some time if it gets out of hand one way or the other, but he will be used at receiver as well. Tucker Irwin is going to be your left tackle for the Indians with Nick Cutts. He is going to be your left guard, Nick Coots, rather. Noah Van Velheisen at center, Brant Brown at the right guard position, and then Blake Van Velheisen, the team captain and one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Iowa, at right tackle. The tailback, once again, will be Casey Hill, and in my conversations with Coach Jenkins during the week, he would expect to see a little bit bigger of a role for Tyler Miller on the offense here in week number 2. At the wide receiver positions, F, Z, X, and Y, that's what the code names are. Tanner DeCock, Alex Chapman, and Jared Cruz all to go for week number 2. Tucker Dunnekoven was scheduled to be a starter, but he ended up kind of having reoccurring lingering shoulder issues due to a stinger that he had suffered last week. So he is going to be held out of this game as a precaution. Expect him to be back at full strength next week for the district opener against Fort Madison. So with that being the case, his backup on the depth chart is Calvin Silvers, but we can also expect to see Cole Henry, Tucker Dunnekoven, Tyler Miller, and maybe even going deeper on the depth chart potentially for Oskaloosa at those wide receivers positions, because you know Coach Jenkins likes to mix those looks up. Yeah, the nice thing is that our line is intact from last week. The little bit troublesome is that we're nicked up quite a bit in the defensive backfield area and a little bit at receiver with Dunnekoven out. We were watching Jaden Van Rukel. He may just be punting tonight. He's got a bad left elbow. So the good thing is our line is intact from last week. We got all those guys out there. We just need some guys to step up tonight, and this is their chance to shine. When a starter goes out, you got to step in, and this is a chance to prove yourself to coaches that, hey, have some confidence in me going forward. On the defense for Oskaloosa, along the front, it is Jared Cruz at left end, Kenny Satimi at left tackle, Blake Van Veldhuizen at the right tackle with Nick Dykstra at right end. I'm going to stop right there. That is an excellent front for Oskaloosa, and we saw them wreak some havoc last week before they started wearing down late in the game. Yeah, they did a good job last week. They were on the field for a lot of plays. I think Pella ran 62 or 65 plus plays, so they did a good job. They're tough up there. Dykstra is quick off the edge for us. Cruz had an interception that wasn't an interception because was a timeout was called, but look for him to get one of these this year. He's 6'5", he can jump, and he'll probably get an interception at that defensive end spot. The sophomore Kenny Satimi did a nice job, and of course Blake Van Veldhuizen always
deserves a double team at that other tackle.
Yeah, that's what we got along the front, right down along the line, but the linebackers are important as well. The guy that we were really excited to see was DJ Miles for Vincent Ramirez. Vincent actually has done really well, and we might see him this year. We'll have to see. That's still a few weeks away, but he's out there. He's without crutches already, which is crazy after hip surgery just a couple weeks ago. But DJ broke a rib last week. We were kind of seeing that he was a little slow toward the end of the game. Well, they took a look. He's got a broken rib, so he's going to be held out this week as well, which means we're going to have a different group of linebackers. Casey Hill, who kind of showed some energy, even though he played offense the entire game last week, he showed some good energy defensively. He's at the Sam spot this week. Tanner DeCock still at the Mike, the middle linebacker spot, and on the weak side it will be Cole Kraber. The Brave, that linebacker safety mix is Keaton DeCock. And the free safety, Jaden Van Rukel, was the listed starter, but he's a little dinged up as well. We're not sure if we're going to see him too much. Calvin Silvers would factor in as a second free safety if Van Rukel cannot go for a lot of plays tonight. The cornerbacks, Alex DeYoung, one of the most prolific interceptors of last year in the state of Iowa, and he got himself an interception last week. He is going to be out there at the right cornerback position. At left corner, Tucker Nunnikoven was going to get the start, but I believe Alex Chapman is likely going to be drawing that start this week with Nunnikoven a late scratch. So those are the starters for Oskaloosa along the defense. Let's go ahead and take a look at the home team, the Grinnell Tigers. They're going to have their home opener tonight, and their offense looks like this. Quarterback Tanner Strand, who took over after the move that was made by Seth Howard for the new Oskaloosa quarterback, of course. It is Tanner Strand at QB. Along the line will be Corbin Klein at left tackle, Noah Hovell at left guard, Brett Clayton at center, Wilbur White at right guard. Wilbur Wright, man, that sounds straight out of the 1960s. That's an awesome name. Gareth James at right tackle. Along the skill position spots, at the Z spot will be Ethan Kirby. At X will be Wyatt Dillon. The halfback is Alex Farmer with Nick Pop at the Y position. And R on the depth chart is Palmer Schulte. Defensively for this group, they run with a three-man front with Kevin Werner at one of the D ends. The other D end is Noah Hovell with Brett Clayton, the nose guard. The Tiger, as they call him, similar to the Braves position, is Nick Pop. The Bandit, another kind of linebacker mix, kind of a blitzer typically, is Gareth James. The middle linebacker is Trent Miller with Quade Pinkerton at the weak side linebacker. The two corners are Bryson Klein and Alex Farmer. And at Sam, the strong side linebacker will be the Palmer Schulte once again, and Ethan Kirby at free safety. That is almost an entire group that is playing both ways for Grinnell as well. If you look at their roster, not a ton of guys are out for them this year. They had a really rough year last year at 1-8, and Oskaloosa is looking to take advantage, trying to beat them for the second year in a row.
Yeah, Emory, they got some good size though. They've got 5 guys over 210. Their line goes 225, 250, 330, and 225. Gareth James is kind of a I don't know if you call it a freak, but he is 6'8". He'll be playing right tackle, and then he's also on defense as the Bandit. So that'd be somebody to watch tonight. Garrett James, a junior at 6'8".
He's going to try to get into the backfield quite a bit, and for a guy that is 6'8", you don't see guys that tall typically too frequently, even at these bigger classes, but sometimes you just have to tip your cap to how big of a guy might be, and he's just a junior as well. So Oskaloosa will have to account for him defensively, and with that Bandit spot, he doesn't really have a set position necessarily that he'll have at the line of scrimmage. They'll probably move him around to try to get him in a position to succeed as best as possible. We have 15.5 minutes until we kick off here live in Grinnell. We are going to take another break. When we come back, we'll get you to some important statistics, let you know who to watch and what are the keys to the game for Oskaloosa to pull off their first win of the season. Oskaloosa football at Grinnell here on the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and beyond. Whether commercial, residential, or land, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be the area's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge at kineticedgept.com or call us at 641-676-3535.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
We are back here live at Grinnell High School. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock. We have the entire video crew with us. That includes our director, Dino Landucci, our technical director, Titus Letzring, along with a few members of the Oskaloosa Video Production Department helping us out from Oskaloosa High School, as they will be all season long. The Mammoth Band of Grinnell is out there. I think they have some middle school kids in there, but when we were watching them marching out during the commercial break there, Doug, it just kept going on forever. So although the numbers may be down for football, their music numbers are way up.
Yeah, they got a ton of band members over there, and they're all getting ready to take the field here at Grinnell. Another beautiful night for football, almost identical to last week, except temperature-wise, except for the wind's not blowing at all. So perfect night for football here in Grinnell.
It's crazy how lucky we've had it. You know, when you talk about the spring season, the summer season especially, the big rainy season happened right at the tail end of spring season, and then we had almost a perfect year worth of the summer sports for both softball and baseball. Usually you'll have a handful of dates that you have a little sketchy. We only had 2 or 3 that really were any issue whatsoever. And then, of course, here in the fall so far, so good for football. Unbelievable night that we have here in Grinnell. Let's go ahead and get a couple of intriguing stats for you. Real quickly, Doug, the one thing that I'm most if I'm a Grinnell, the thing I'm most concerned with is, can I move the football in the air? They did do a little bit of damage against South Tama rushing the football, but they only threw 11 passes, completed only 4 of them. They did have a touchdown pass, a 49-yarder to Warren Ware, but overall, Drew Kaufman and Tanner Strain kind of split the duties of passing the football. Strain getting the start tonight. Can they move the football in the air? I think is a big question mark for Coach Aaron Shipley.
Well, hopefully we can stop their rush game. Palmer Schulte last week had 9 rush attempts for 71 yards. He did have he had a TD, but he averaged almost 8 yards a carry. So I was kind of surprised. You mentioned maybe he just broke off one big long run, but that's something to watch tonight. I would look with their size inside for them to try to run the ball and to set up the pass, kind of the old school, instead of the way we see football nowadays where they pass it to set up the run.
Yeah, that's kind of the way things have been going for football here in recent years, but they did not run the football a heck of a lot with any one player. Strain and Kaufman both ran 13 times between the two of them, but only for 28 yards combined. So if it wasn't Schulte, it wasn't running very, very effectively for sure for Grinnell last week in that 29-16 loss on the road at South Tama. Defensively, they did not create a turnover either, so that is a couple of things that you're going to want to figure out as well. So it looks as though we're going to take a listen in, as it is about time for the national anthem here in Grinnell. We'll go ahead and go to the field.
Yes, there you go. Ready, 2. Take 2. Tilt up. 2, tilt up. Tilt up. Right there, that's fine. Take. Hold it. Okay, camera. Camera 1, you still got a shot. Zoom in on the camera. Okay, take. That's you. Go. No. You're live. 1. Okay, ready? 2, take 2. Perfect. Okay, ready, back to 1.
The national anthem of the Grinnell High School band with some middle schoolers. That's a guess. We can't prove that, but they're out there about 300 strong almost. It looks like, at least.
They were
from
instrument syncing it instead of lip syncing tonight.
You think that was instrument synced? Holy cow.
I guarantee you some of them kids are instrument syncing.
Well, I mean, they could probably blow us away with the sound they could generate with all of them out there. So awesome stuff there for the Grinnell High School band. We were talking about the numbers for Grinnell. Now, for Oskaloosa last week, defensively it wasn't horrible, especially considering how the score looked 35-7. A couple of big defensive plays helped a couple of those touchdowns, but 21 points really is what the offense generated for Pella, and one of those was a big play in the first quarter. Avery Van Zee didn't have a huge night for Pella outside of a couple of big plays, but it was those fullbacks that really made a big difference for the Dutch. Oskaloosa, other than that, did, I think, a pretty good job defensively. If you look at the interceptions, I mentioned it was Alex DeYoung who had a pick. It was actually Jaden Van Arookel who got that pick at the end of the first half last week. But that's the only turnover Oskaloosa was able to generate, and offensively they really didn't get a chance to move the ball too frequently running the ball, which is something that I know Coach Jenkins and his staff was hoping to be able to do. They ran the ball a total of 30 times, only had about 85 yards or so. Seth Howard 51 yards on 15 attempts, a touchdown, 3.4 yards a carry. Casey Hill, the starting tailback, 14 rushes for 36 yards, just a 2.6 yards per carry. That is not going to get it done for an offense that wants to balance it out pretty much.
Now, Pella was pressing us. They were jamming the box, and also our receivers. So the penetration in the middle of the Pella line created a lot of problems with our running game. One other thing that kind of hurt us a little bit last week was center snaps. There was just a little run there. I'm not sure if it was the second quarter, probably the third quarter, where the snaps were floating back. Messed up our timing a little bit on our read option, but look for Oskaloosa to try to establish the run game again tonight. We got to be able to run it. We need to outquick these guys also. Some quick pitches to the outside and get the ball on the edge.
Oskaloosa coming on to the field here in Grinnell as we are about 5.5 minutes away from the opening kickoff. And that, of course, means it's time for the keys to the game. Doug, first and foremost, what does Oskaloosa have to do to ensure themselves of a win here tonight?
Well, they've got to take care of the football. One way, and I would say Oskaloosa is favored tonight. One way to lose a game that you're supposed to win is to turn the ball over. So they need to take care of the ball, make some good reads, no fumbles, turnovers. But I also want to see them defensively flow to the ball and attack the ball carrier. Defense needs to be much more aggressive in going and getting the ball carrier instead of letting the line and the ball carrier come to them.
Yeah, we did talk to Coach Mike Sterner, who was coming up through the press box, and he did say Jaden Van Arookel is a go for the free safety spot, at least to start tonight's game. So that is that's a big plus for Oskaloosa at the free safety spot, because he is a good player, and maybe even more importantly, his punting skills last week. If this becomes a field position battle, he is a great weapon to have at your disposal. So that is what Oskaloosa is looking like. Passing the ball, what did you expect necessarily, Doug, with Seth Howard in last week? I know it was a quarterback battle between Seth Howard and Cole Henry, who was kind of, before Seth Howard came to campus at Oskaloosa, he was thinking he was going to have a shot to start, and he's got the tools to start as well, but he's a great weapon to have on the outside as a receiver when he's not at quarterback. What do the Indians have to do to really attack the passing game a little bit more effectively than they did last week?
Well, one thing that really hurt us last week was that interior pressure made Seth be very happy feet back there. A couple times he just took off running when there actually was pretty decent coverage and we weren't able to get the good throw. He does like to throw off of the run, so we have a lot of plays set up to move the pocket, roll out, and so forth. But once in a while, you'd like to see him be able to sit back there in the pocket and step up into his throws instead of always throwing on the run or throwing off his back foot. We saw him throw off his back foot a couple times, but in the films, missed a few guys in the middle of the field. Needs to kind of look back and scan the field that way. But he'll be just fine. He's going to be dangerous tonight because if he gets on the edge, I think our speed is going to be greater than Grinnell's, and we should be able to break some big plays.
Oskaloosa's skill position guys, we were thinking we're going to take quite a bit of hit with guys like Bennett Spry, guys like Jack Moore, guys like Ethan Kellerman no longer at the school because of graduation. But after week one, you could see that there are very capable guys in the form of Jared Cruz and Alex Chapman and even Cole Henry and Tucker Nunnekoven when he's healthy that, could be relied upon to be good skill guys on the outside. That doesn't count, Tanner DeCock, who I consider more of an in-between-the-tackles kind of guy, a guy that can sit down. He got some good cutting speed. Casey Hill or Tyler Miller coming out of the backfield as well. There's a lot of different options for Howard once he kind of settles himself in. But what do you think his nerves are like right now against his old school here in the next 3 minutes?
Well, I think he's probably pretty nervous, and he's hyped up, and once the game gets going and it gets in the flow, that should all go away. You mentioned Tyler Miller playing a little more tailback tonight, and that is necessitated by Casey Hill will be starting at that Sam linebacker position. So Tyler showed at the end of the Pella game that he's got some pretty sweet moves when you get the ball in his hands. So that should be exciting, and look for Tyler to get quite a few reps on the offensive side.
Nunnekoven and Miller were the return men last week. It will be Miller along with Casey Hill. So you'll see both of Oskaloosa's tailbacks back to return kicks tonight. In a perfect world, you're not going to have very many kickoffs, though, Doug, and that's what Oskaloosa's banking on, not letting allow a score here against Grinnell this week. If you're our radio listener, we appreciate you for joining us here on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN. And, of course, with our live video stream on RadioKMZN.com and the KMZN mobile app and MCG Channel 7 as the Grinnell Tigers are about to enter the football field. Oskaloosa will be wearing their white road uniforms, debuting their brand new white pants with Indian stripe down the side. That's a cool look, of course, with the maroon numbers, the maroon hats as well, those helmets with the new Oskaloosa logo. And Grinnell is going to be wearing their black uniforms, as you can see on our video. Black tops, black bottoms, all black look with black helmets. They got orange numbers on the front and the back as well, and they come out to a nice crowd here on a beautiful night in Grinnell. If you're wondering, the freshman game was prior to this one, and it was Grinnell picking up the 46-20 win. They had scored 3 times all in the first 5.5 minutes of the game. They were very explosive. Oskaloosa fought back and made it a game, but it was 46-20, the final score in favor of Grinnell. They got some big boys at the freshman level as well.
Yeah, they do, and actually that score in the second half was 6-6. So Oskaloosa did not quit after getting themselves in a big hole, and they kept battling, and they played Grinnell tough there in the second half. The offense looked much better, scored a couple times. So I think the freshman team did take a step forward this week.
You see the captains out there. Oskaloosa's captains, Blake Van Veldhuizen, Tanner DeCock, Jared Cruz, and Alex DeYoung out there. A couple of honorary captains as well at the hash marks. That is Brant Brown and Jaden Van Rukel. And Oskaloosa won the toss. They have diverted to the second half. Grinnell will receive the opening kickoff here in the first half, so Oskaloosa will be kicking away, and we'll see that defense in action tonight with a different linebacking core than we saw in week number 1. Doug, any final words that you would have for this Oskaloosa team before they take the field here looking for win number 1?
Well, I hope they're ready to play. I think if they are ready to play, we're going to be just fine tonight. One thing you got to also look for is a letdown. You're coming off playing your big rival Pella. Took it on the chin last week, so they got to pick themselves up mentally and be ready to play tonight, and they should be just fine.
Once again, if you missed out, some of the guys that are not going to be playing tonight or are not available, a little bit of safety depth is going to be missing with Ike Schultz, a sophomore, a very athletic player. He is out, and Jake Jenkins is not sure when he'll be back, along with DJ Miles, who is not going to be out there at the linebacking spot. Vincent Ramirez, of course, got hurt in the preseason. He came back as the leading tackler from Oskaloosa last year. He is still on the shelf. And then, of course, Tucker Nunnekoven, a late scratch with lingering shoulder issues after a stinger he suffered last week. Just a few of the big pieces Oskaloosa's without tonight, but they do have Jaden Van Rukel, who was kind of on the fence about whether or not he was going to play tonight as well. Once again, it is going to be Oskaloosa to kick with Aaron Blom, the outstanding sophomore kicker, to kick back deep. Among the returners out there for Grinnell is Tanner Strand.
All right, our kickoff team, our punt team, our special teams actually were pretty decent last week.
Really so good. Oskaloosa's got good special teams. That is one thing that you can say for sure.
Let's see if they can keep it up.
Blom approaches the ball. He kicks it away. We are underway. A great kickoff all the way back through the end zone. It'll be a touchback to start it off. Oskaloosa will take that every single time, and not a whole lot of wind to work with either. So Blom just showing off the leg strength. He's got a big one, and it'll be from the 20-yard line that Grinnell will start with the football here to start things off in the first quarter. Grinnell moving from right to left to start things off here with Tanner Strand, the quarterback. And his skill position guys, of course, are going to be wanting to give him a little bit better of an outing than they had last week.
Now, I see Tucker Irwin is already in at right end. It looks, I'm not sure what's going on with Nick Dykstra.
One-on-one on the outsides, a little inside out by Chapman on the near side, but this is going to be a handoff and trying to cut it back up, losing his footing and getting tripped up by Keaton DeCock. On the first play of scrimmage is Palmer Schulte, the running back, 5'10", 175 pounds, another senior for this Grinnell team. Oskaloosa bringing a nice crowd on hand, as they always do, Doug. You know that if you're an Oskaloosa supporter, you know you're going to see a big crowd on hand at every single event.
Great support. We always get good support even on the road, and Nick Dykstra is back in at that right end. Looked like he had an equipment issue.
All right, Oskaloosa's got themselves picked up and figured out. And Drew Kaufman, it looks like, is taking the early snaps here, although Strand was listed as a starting quarterback. Just a short gain on another run right up the gut here. And it looks as though that, once again, was Palmer Schulte on the carry. And 5 yards left to go here on third down, 1 minute into the game here.
Tanner DeCock did a good job there in the middle. He read it early and plugged the hole and was able to get in on that tackle. Good job by our defensive line, too. There wasn't anything there.
All right, they line it up. They have 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side. And in the shotgun once again is Drew Kaufman, who's taking the early snaps at QB here. Sends a man in motion to the far side. It'll be a little handoff to him. He's going to try to get to the edge, and he is going to get close, but maybe a yard or two short. The little pitch went to Alex Farmer coming across from the slot position, and it looks like it's going to be 4th and about 3 here for the Tigers. Good pursuit by the Indians.
Yeah, Oskaloosa run a little stunt inside with the inside linebacker DeCock, and Grinnell looked like they might get the edge, but a good job over there by our defense to turn that back in and bring up a 4th down for Grinnell. 4th and about 3.
It's going to be a punt situation here for the Tigers.
Nobody's back now.
Oskaloosa does not have a return man back. They're going to make sure there's no funny business here, and the punt's a good one. It's going to bounce at about the 32, take a big Grinnell bounce, go inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 16-yard line. A good job on the coverage as well. Picking it up was Alex Farmer, and right there, the first big special teams play is in the favor of Grinnell, and it'll be a long field for the Oski offense with 10 minutes to go here. Scoreless game in the first quarter just underway. And here's our first look at Seth Howard against his old foes.
Yeah, let's see what Seth can do. That's about a 20 to 25-yard roll on that punt. So I'm not sure why. I know it was short yardage at their own 30, but I might have had somebody back there to catch the ball. That's 25 yards on a roll.
Oskaloosa is going to come out, and they're also going to have Calvin Silvers out, that wide receiver, which would have been Tucker Nunikoven. So that is your extra wide receiver. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. And in the backfield is Seth Howard alongside Casey Hill. Tanner DeCock in motion, out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to Hill. Straight up the gut. He picks up a few yards across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Important, imperative even, 4 to 5 yards per carry for Hill tonight.
Yeah, nice job there. We got some positive yardage. Tackle by number 44 for Grinnell. Nice tackle. He picked him up. I don't even see him on our starting list, but nice tackle there.
Yeah, they have a couple of guys that are along the line, but they're in a 2-point stance, if you will. They are up on their feet and not down on the ground. As a rollout here, a throw. Tanner DeCock makes the catch, and he is going to pick up a few yards. He's going to be at about the 24, and it'll bring up a 3rd and manageable here. With 9:20 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless, but a little bit of tempo for Oskaloosa early.
Yeah, safe play right there. They rolled the pocket to the right. Howard rolling out. DeCock does about a 3-yard out. He hit him right on the numbers. He wasn't, a lot of times Tanner will be able to break that first tackle. He wasn't able to wiggle away there. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for Oskaloosa.
A little bit of a longer look to the sideline here for the team as they're going to line up with a couple of tight ends tight to the formation ball on the near side hash as the Indian go from left to right. Howard in the shotgun, wide receivers to each side. Play action, rolls to the left this time, looking. Nick Pop in pursuit, throws it, and it's off the numbers of DeCock and drops. Would have been first down yardage, but it'll be 4th and about 3 for Oskaloosa here after the incompletion, and the Indians will punt it away, and it will be Jaden Van Roekel back to punt for Oskaloosa, and he was a big bright spot in the 35-7 loss last week.
Yeah, Jaden did a great job kicking. Back to that play right there. Tanner's got to make that catch. That's a first down. Seth put the ball right on the numbers. He just tried to catch it with his body instead of his hands, and it fell through his arms.
8:46 left, 4th and 3 here in the first quarter, and it's Van Roekel, penalty flag on the snap. A high kick will be caught at about the 42, and Alex Young immediately there along with Cole Henry to make the tackle. Only a return of 1, but we'll check on the penalty.
Well, if this penalty would be against Grinnell.
Well, they're talking to Oskaloosa's sideline.
It would be a first down.
Now we'll see. Looks like the defense still went out there for Oskaloosa.
Yeah, they're going to decline it.
I just think they were giving the explanation to Coach Jenkins of exactly what the situation was, and now they're going to ask what is going to happen to the Grinnell coaching staff and Aaron Shipley. Coach Shipley trying to do the best with what he's got. Small numbers out, 1-8 last year, looking to try to at least get a few more wins this year. Not in an easy district by any means. A district that is run by Pella and Norwalk pretty convincingly.
Yeah, and once again, I don't understand what is going on. That's another penalty of not being lined up in the right spot. We did this last week. We start off already with a penalty on 4th down. We got to get things straight here and get lined up in the right spots.
Well, we're still waiting to see what is going to be marked off. Solid crowd for Grinnell. It is a declined penalty. It's hard for us to see because the home side gets the signals. So
looked like illegal motion.
So that means just somebody was maybe leaning toward the line of scrimmage at the snap, which you cannot do. In arena football you can, in Canadian football you can, but not here in regular American gridiron football. So it's 1st and 10 after the declined penalty. Ball spotted on Grinnell's own 44-yard line after the solid punt and coverage for the Indians. Here's going to be a quick snap, and it's going to be a fake handoff, and right into a wall is the quarterback, Drew Kaufman. Gains maybe a yard, but great job on the interior by really 7 or 8 Indians.
Yeah, Coach Jenkins already made an adjustment. He's rolled Keaton, the Brave, up inside the box. They've probably got 8-9 guys in the box on that play.
Daring a team that threw only 11 times with 4 completions last week, daring them to try to throw it outside the hash marks. Right in the middle of the field, the Tigers going from right to left. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. We appreciate you for joining us tonight. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side. The snap to Kaufman. He rolls to the near side, still looking in pursuit. Nice little shovel pass, and it's going to be caught by the back out of the backfield, Palmer Schulte, and he's going to scurry to about the 49 in Oskaloosa territory, bringing up a 3rd and 3. But that's kind of the passing game that you would expect to see from Grinnell, at least early.
Yeah, that was an odd play. It looked like a roll to Grinnell's left. The tight end on the backside came all the way across the field. Nick Dykstra, the backside end, was actually covering him on that play, but they was still able to complete it.
2 wide receivers and 2 backs with Kaufman in the gun. He takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off, trying to go all the way outside. No go. Great job by Tanner DeCock making the tackle. And Oskaloosa is going to force another punt here after a loss of 5 yards. That time, Schulte was just trying to go too far wide, and he didn't get upfield fast enough. Good pursuit once again for Oskaloosa's defense.
Yeah, good job by Tanner leaking through the line, following in behind the lineman, swinging that way, and a tackle for a loss brings up a 4th down and 8 for Grinnell.
Here is the punt, and it is in the air. Oskaloosa does have Tyler Miller back. This is a much shorter punt. The bounce is going to bounce inside the 20 or right around the 20, and Oskaloosa's offense will get another shot. So what do you want to see adjustment-wise offensively for Oski?
Well, I think we're doing fine there. We just got to catch the ball, and we had a 1st down. It was a nice throw. I like what they're doing. They're giving us the short passes. We're rolling out, moving the pocket. I say keep doing what you're doing. And then when you start to get them to pull up on the line of scrimmage, then take your shot for a big one.
Oskaloosa meeting on the sideline before they come onto the field. 6 minutes, 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Oskaloosa's offense taking their second possession. Neither team has recorded a 1st down yet offensively.
Well, and this field's a little different. I don't see a 25-second clock or 30-second clock for the play clock.
Yeah, it's becoming rarer and rarer for teams not to have that in the corners of the field. Most teams are investing in having one of those so the players can see it. So Oskaloosa is just going to have to remember that they have to just watch the back judge, and he's going to throw a flag, and you called it right there, Doug.
Yeah, it seemed like it was taking them forever. We did this last year, too. For some reason, on change of possessions, we're not sure what we're supposed to be doing. That's another careless penalty here in the first quarter.
Well, Oskaloosa did get plagued with penalties last week, and that's one thing that they're looking to try to clean up here in week number 2. But 2 pre-snap penalties already for the Indians. In motion, here's the snap to Howard. He's going to hand it off, a little bit of a run to the outside. Tyler Miller makes one man miss, makes another man miss, kept himself alive, Barry Sanders-like, and much like Barry Sanders in his Lion days, not picking up a whole lot of yards while dancing around.
No, he made 3 guys miss, and there was 4 of them standing there waiting for him. So good pursuit by the Grinnell defense.
Hey, but we did see Tyler Miller enter the offense very early in this game.
Yeah, and now we are deep. We're at our own 11 with 2nd and 15 here.
Make it 2nd and 19, a loss of 4 on the play. Miller is the back once again. Silvers to the near side. Out to the far side is DeCock. Here's the snap. Howard looking to throw in the pocket. Got some time. Now he'll step up. Now he's looking to run. He's got a little space on the far side. Turns it up, and he is going to be brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. And I'm sure the Grinnell student section loving that. They're making a lot of noise over there after Howard gets taken down after a pickup of about 8 yards.
Well, we'll take an 8-yard gain every time. They can cheer all they want, but 8-yard gains are 8-yard gains, so...
Well, you know,
that's a 9-yard gain.
You know that student section's been waiting for something to cheer about for a while, and they keep chanting over there with Howard back in the gun. 3 wide receivers to the near side and 1 to the far side with Miller in the backfield on 3rd and 10 from their own 19. Here's the snap. Howard in the pocket, steps up and fires deep, looking for Chapman, and he makes the catch. That's Cruz, actually. Cruz. My mistake, but a deep throw.
Roughing the passer here.
Yep, right at where the throw was. Oskaloosa likely going to be tacking on 15, and it is roughing the passer. So Oskaloosa picks up 15 bonus yards after a 30-yard completion to Cruz, and now Oskie's got the ball 1st and 10 at the Grinnell 35-yard line.
A huge play with 15 yards tacked on to that, to the 35. But we talked about last week in the second quarter when Howard threw the back shoulder to Cruz in the second quarter, and Cruz got called for the offensive pass interference, which we felt was very questionable. But tonight, he's able to get his hands up there and make the catch. That's what Seth has to do, is give him a chance to catch the ball.
That is a big target to throw to. He's also got Cole Henry in his 6'7.5" frame into the slot here with 3 wide receivers to the near side. Once again, it is 1st and 10 for Oskaloosa at the Grinnell 35-yard line after the 30-yard pickup plus the 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. And Howard looking back to the sideline here.
This defensive formation, they're going to make that safety go over and help out on Cruz. They got 3 receivers here to the right.
Safety is 16 yards off the line of scrimmage. Here's going to be a fake handoff, little read option. Howard picking his way forward. He's inside the 30, and a flag comes in late behind the play. This could be a hold on Oskaloosa, but we'll see, and it will be actually a block in the back on the kind of the recoil as Howard kind of cut back. Some of the defensive linemen and linebackers had their backs to the ball, and he was pushed in the back, so that'll be 10 yards from that spot of the foul. And with 5:01 to go here in the first quarter, 0-0 still the score, and Oskaloosa will have first and whatever yardage after the mark-off. Looks like
20 penalty yards here in the first quarter.
Indeed, and 15 on just 1 penalty for Grinnell. It was kind of the same way. It was just the timing of the penalties weren't matching up, although the penalty yardage was almost similar. Inside of 5 minutes to play first quarter, Oskaloosa with 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and 1 back alongside Howard on 1st and 19. It'll be a handoff to Miller. He runs right up the gut, knocked off balance, and will fall after a short gain of about 2. In on the stop for Grinnell was Wilbur Wright.
And Wilbur's not a small guy.
330.
A junior at 330 pounds. He's a big fella, so. And he looks it, too.
330. That man is a big boy. Number 77 on your screen right there. You almost just have to double team a guy that big.
Yeah, we're running right at him.
Here they go, Oskaloosa in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers. This time Hill in the game. He's going to carry it to the outside, tries to turn it up, and gets to about the 40-yard line before being brought down. So another short gain. That'll bring up 3rd and about 15. You're almost in this no man's land again, Doug, where you were thinking maybe try to kick it with Aaron Blom last week, but he wasn't necessarily 100% healthy. If anything here, you're just looking to try to gain maybe 8 to 10 yards and at least have the opportunity to make that decision.
Yeah, back to that play, Emery. That was a sweep left. It looked like it was a good play. Our linemen are going parallel. They need to get their shoulders turned up and go meet a linebacker. The linebacker was able to slice in and make the play.
Here's the snap, 4 wide receivers. Howard looking to throw. He's got time, fires it deep, looking for DeCock, and it's just overthrown. DeCock and Cruz were both there, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 15. And Howard still looking at the sideline. This may be a little out of Blom's range.
Well, I'm not sure. To have two guys running that close together, somebody ran.
Just a second, Doug. Oh, we're going to have a timeout, Oskaloosa, but we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back and unpack that play after this. 3:36 left, first quarter. 0-0 our score here on the No Coast Network.
Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development is dedicated to the promotion and improvement of rural economies and to the development of both vision and leadership to enhance the quality of life in all Mahaska County. Recently designated as a home base Iowa community, Mahaska County and the city of Oskaloosa are now welcoming veterans and transitioning service members for career opportunities in the area. This also includes an incentives package created through Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development. For more information on how to support the Home Base Iowa initiative, contact Deanne DeGroot at 641-672-2591.
Well, we talked about Oskaloosa having a pretty good kicking game, really good for high school football, and they have sent Aaron Blom out to attempt what will be just over 57 yards from the left hash. So this is a lot of trust in a sophomore kicker. He does have a big leg.
Now we got somebody that's not on the field when they should be. This is unbelievable.
Miller runs on late. Howard to hold. Here's the snap. The hold is down. The kick from Blom is on the way.
Good.
It might have a chance, and he just missed it to the left. But we have a kicker at Oskaloosa High School with 60-yard range.
That would have been good from 60. It was just left, but what a kick by Blom.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Now they get the ball to 20, so why not try that? I hate this rule for high school.
I do as well.
Why not try a 70-yarder and then
as long as it gets to the end zone, yeah.
Yeah.
It works just like a punt.
Exactly.
In college football and professional football, you get the ball from where the kick happened, not where the snap occurred. So it would have been ball at the 47-yard line, but instead you gained 27 yards there. That's a good call by Coach Jenkins and nearly paid off with 3 points.
Absolutely. Good coaching decision there to kick that field goal, and it would have been good.
3:30 to go first quarter. This is a little read option. Nothing doing again for Drew Kaufman. Oskaloosa's pursuit up front has just been overwhelming the Grinnell offensive line.
Yeah, we're just stacked in there. Grinnell's going to have to try to swing pass or get something on the edge. We're not going to let them just run up the middle.
3 minutes, 10 seconds to go and counting. It's going to be 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. This first quarter moving along here. Here is the snap with 2 backs, and this is going to be a fake handoff again. Kaufman trying to just squeeze behind some linebackers, or behind his linemen, but a linebacker brings him down. It looks like it was Casey Hill and Nick Dykstra in on the stop.
Yeah, I saw Cole Kraber's number pop out of there. It looked like 38. Cole Kraber made a nice play on that, so that's good to see Kraber getting involved.
He's kind of him and Casey Hill both into the starting lineup at linebacker this week to join Tanner DeCock at the middle linebacker spot. So now 3rd and 7, 2:20 to go in this first quarter, still scoreless. And they come out with 3 wide receivers to the near side, 4 in the game. Here's the snap, a rollout to the left, and under pressure immediately and being brought down to the backfield by who else but Big Blake. And he picks up the sack, and Oskaloosa forces their 3rd consecutive 3-and-out defensively.
Yeah, the Big Biscuit had him rolling his way, was able to slide off the block and get the sack. That might be his first sack of the year.
I believe so, sir.
He probably likes that he wasn't getting double teamed on the rollout.
He is a big boy.
That is his nickname, Big Biscuit.
Big Biscuit. That is his first sack of the year. He did have an assist on a tackle for loss last week. Here's the punt. Low snap, dug out. The punt is on the way. It's high but not far. Oskaloosa is going to have to try to get away from it, and they do in another nice bounce. But Oskaloosa will have good field position at about the 48-yard line on their own side of the field. So good work by Oskaloosa's offense to flip the field. The defense does their job, and the offense right back at it here. 1st and 10 from their own 48 with 1:35 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless.
Well, once again, the ball hit the ground on a punt and rolled 15 yards. We've given up probably, 40 yards on punt rolls.
Maybe you just don't have a lot of confidence making a catch on a short kick.
Well,
you don't want to turn the ball over, certainly.
Put your hand in the air and fair catch it and take the ball at their 40 instead of our own 45. So to me, that's an error, letting the ball hit the ground every time on a punt.
4 wide receivers for Oskaloosa coming out for their third offensive series. In the backfield is Seth Howard. He'll take the snap, and it'll be a handoff to Casey Hill, but he's swallowed up immediately, coming right off the line of scrimmage and making a play is Nick Pop from that bandit spot. He comes to the backfield more often than he doesn't come into the backfield, but at the same time, because he's on 2 feet, if he can time the snap, he has an advantage over a lineman that has to come up out of the 3-point stance.
Yeah, there had to be a mix-up on the offensive line. They were in there immediately.
Loss of 3. Still 4 wide receivers. Chapman along with Silvers to the near side. It's Henry out there with DeCock on the far side with Hill in the backfield, 2nd and 13 for the Indians. Howard takes the snap out of the gun. Got more time, fires, and it's caught Henry in midfield, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds, a pickup of about 5.5, maybe 6. And just inside of a minute to go here, scoreless. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Indian offense.
So I think that play right there moves you into 2-down territory here. They could run a little 5-7 yard out, or they could take a shot.
And they have taken plenty of shots the first couple of weeks looking for those big targets, although Cruz is not on the field right now. Henry is the big target out there, and he's going to play at the tight end spot here with 2 wide, 2 tight ends. And a flag at the line of scrimmage.
To Grinnell,
and it is encroachment on Grinnell. So 5 freebies there. It's a big penalty.
I was right on that. That's right on the 50-yard line. Could see him. He just walked across the neutral zone. Oh, that's a bit. Now we got 2 downs to get 4 yards.
Maybe even a little bit less. So that changes the play call. Oskaloosa is now going to spread it out a little bit more with 58 seconds to go first quarter. Nothing our score. Oskaloosa has moved the ball a little bit the last couple of drives, looking to try to capitalize with points this time, but they have a 3rd and 3 here from the Grinnell 45. DeCock in motion. And Oskaloosa's not, and that's looks the way that Howard is looking. Noah Van Velheisen didn't snap it when he's supposed to. Everybody else is moving except the offensive line. So the 5 yards are taken right back, and it's 3rd and 8.
Easy come, easy go. We another penalty here.
And that's one of the situations there with an inexperienced center potentially just didn't have the right count.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that on motion if there is an actual call or a slap of the hands.
Right. It's very different football, but it looks like they're going to run a similar play. DeCock will settle in right behind the line. Howard takes the snap, looks, fires over the middle, caught by Chapman. He's got a first down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line.
Nice play by the Indians there. Good job. Tanner stopped right behind the guard and stayed in and blocked, and it was able to create a little bit of time for what we talked about.
That is, I think, the key to success.
Yes, I agree, to have some help in there on the inside.
And you want 3 routes. I mean, you're not going to get more than 3 reads for any one play, so it just helps to have another guy back there to block. Same setup. DeCock stops to help block, and it's going to be a run play and following DeCock is Hill. He's got big open space, cuts it back, and he's brought down inside the 20. He's going to be down all the way to about the 10-yard line. A big run for Casey Hill.
A nice run by Hill, running off the blocks there. Oskaloosa wanting to go fast, catch Grinnell not in position here to get their goal line defense in.
It looks like it's going to be 1st and goal. The chains are going to be retired for this drive. And they'll wind the clock, 30 seconds to go first quarter. 1st and goal, Oskaloosa at the 10. Here's a snap, a handoff. It is Hill again, burrowing forward, and he's at the 5. That may be the last play of the quarter, but we'll see. Howard still looking for a quick signal, and we'll see. They have 15 more seconds to try to get this play off.
Well, Grinnell was able to get 1 player in there. I think Oskaloosa was wanting to go fast.
10 seconds left. Can they get another play off? 4 wide receivers, 2nd and goal from the 5. Howard does take the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. He's around the tackle, turns it up. He is looking to try to push his way in, and he's in. Touchdown, Oskaloosa. 5-yard touchdown run by Seth Howard, and he scores against his old school. And right at the horn of the first quarter, Oskaloosa takes a 6-0 lead with the extra point to follow.
Well, something that we saw right there immediately was a change, was keeping DeCock inside to block it, both on the pass and the run. Remember, he was a fullback back in when he was a sophomore in a run-oriented offense, so he knows how to block out there, and the Indians are on the board with 6.
The snap, the hold, the kick from Blom is up, and it's good. 7-0 Oskaloosa, and that'll end the first quarter. We'll head to the second quarter. The teams will switch sides. Grinnell will receive the kickoff after this short break. Oskaloosa leading 7-0 here on the No Coast Network.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Second quarter is going to begin, and Oskaloosa is going to have the lead. 7-0 the score. 5-yard touchdown run by Seth Tower, but a big pass play on a third down conversion, Alex Chapman, and then a big run immediately afterwards by Casey Hill getting inside the red zone down to about the 10-yard line following Tanner DeCock, who was a big blocker on both of those plays, and Oskaloosa able to punch it in for a 7-0 lead.
Well, it was one thing that was nice about that drive is we saw rollout passes, we saw drop back pocket passes, and we saw running game finally come to life there. And so hopefully this will get Oskaloosa offense untracked and they can get rolling now.
Grinnell has only run 9 offensive plays on 3 drives, 3 and outs. The Oski defense has been better than advertised, honestly, here in the first quarter of play, but with 12 minutes left in the first half, we're starting the second quarter, and Aaron Blom approaches the ball, kicks it away, a low-line drive, and that is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. This is going to be returned by Alex Farmer, and he is smashed. What a hit. That was Tyler Miller with the big stick.
Whoa, that was a nice shot by Miller on a special team.
Oh, so. he took that right stick on that Xbox One controller and jammed it in there right on the point of contact.
Yeah, he did. So now Grinnell takes over. Is
the 5 yards that you would have got maybe on the touchback worth getting a hit like that?
Man, if I'm the Grinnell coach, so I'm going to get a little antsy here and maybe throw the ball once or twice. They're coming from a shotgun now, so they're going to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, they got 1 back, 3 wide receivers, and a tight end. Here's the snap. It will be a fake handoff, keeping it as Kaufman. He's trying to turn it up. Oskaloosa wraps him up. It's Keaton DeCock and Casey Hill who bring him down. A gain of about 3, and it'll be second. We'll call it 6.
Well, not a bad play for Grinnell. 5 yards on that play, it looks like, on the little fake dive and then roll left. So good play. Cornerback Chapman over there needs to come up, keep his eyes up, and make the tackle.
Oskaloosa comes out. Of course, with the defense, Van Ruckel, this free safety, about 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's going to be just a conventional handoff, bouncing off of Kraber and falling forward near first down yardage is the running back, and it's right at the sticks. I believe that's Schulte on the carry. It is Schulte on the carry.
Another good running play for Grinnell. So 2 in a row. They got a first down there.
And that's their first down, and Schulte trying to get his shoe back on after that tackle.
Kraber came at him. It looks like he was trying to strip the ball as much as anything. And
you kind of want your second guy in to do that.
Yeah, you want to make sure you got control of him before you're trying to strip the ball.
Still working on that shoe is Schulte. At what point do you just take your gloves off untied and tie it back on?
Now. Get him off the field. Here we go.
Yep, he's going to have to come off, shoe in hand. So
at least we're not having 5-minute discussions after every penalty this week.
Not yet, anyways. Don't jinx
Don't
us.
Push
it's still early second quarter, Dougie.
Okay.
All right. So with that being the case, after the first down yardage, it's 1st and 10 from from Grinnell's own 35-yard line. They are going from left to right. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. A very late decision to keep it there, but not much there on the pickup. And on the carry that time was Bryson Klein. It looked like Big Biscuit picked up the tackle.
Yeah, we're doing a good job of getting penetration up front. This is different than last week. And Grinnell, as we mentioned in the pregame, they're not small. They're big up there with 4 guys over 210. So they got some size along with the big 330 guy.
One back, man comes in motion. It is Schulte back in the game. This is another handoff, still nothing doing there. And again, it was Bryson Klein.
Looked like Dykstra cracked down on that and made a nice hit.
10 minutes to go, first half, 7-0 Oskaloosa the lead, and now 3rd and about 9 here for Grinnell from their own 35-yard line. Oskaloosa is shorthanded this week. A few starters are out, and a couple of key backups out as well, but the Indian defense looking strong so far.
Look for something safe here, a little roll out pattern.
They have trips to the near side, one wide receiver to the far side. Here's a snap rolling to the near side is Kaufman. Throws it high in the air. DeYoung makes a great play.
An interception by Sparky, Alex DeYoung there, and he got his feet down. That was a definite all-state play right there.
We talked about it. He was prolific in interceptions, and he got his head around so late. I didn't think he was going to have a chance to make that play, but that's just a ball hawk making a play, and Kaufman just needs to throw that one up a little bit further.
Wow, what great cover. He had him covered, but like you said, he was late in getting his head turned, and once he did, then to get his hands on the ball and keep his feet in bounds. What a play by Alex DeYoung there. Great play.
He's a great corner. But I have to tell you, Doug, I think his shortstop instincts just take over. I mean, seriously, though, the reflexes that kid has had from a very young age being able to play a tough baseball position defensively, I mean, he's able to adjust his body wherever he needs it, and we see that in multiple sports.
Well, fantastic play.
Oski's got the ball now at their own 46 after the pick. A handoff to Hill right up the gut, and he is running through people now, and he's got about 10, maybe 11 yards and another first down for Oskaloosa. And Casey Hill, that's the first time we've seen him actually running through tackles here the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, good job by Casey. He's a strong kid, squats a lot of weight. He's got strong legs. Oskaloosa needs to just go fast here. Got Grinnell on their heels.
Oskaloosa comes to the line. It's now on the Grinnell 45, 1st and 10. 7-0 the Indians lead. 9:15 to go here. This is another going to be quick handoff up the gut. Hill right through the gut, carrying guys again for a gain of 12.
Line up and do it again. Hurry up and do it again. Be set and run right at him.
Why not? After the interception by Alex DeYoung, his first of the season, Oskaloosa on the legs of Casey Hill, marching it into Grinnell territory. It is going to be 1st and 10 at the Grinnell 32.
And your guy Wilbur White is a little bit winded right now.
Howard snaps it, but a flag's going to come down.
Right guard was rocking on his feet.
It is going to be a false start, and it'll move it back 5 yards. What I can tell you, though, for a running offense that was anemic for the most part, except for a couple of runs last week, Doug, watching Casey Hill do this with the offensive line, just moving a 330-pounder out of the way, that is encouraging.
Yeah, and he's tired. He's on his knees right now. He's going both ways.
A lot of these guys are going both ways. If they wear them down like this and then work them out on defense, Oskaloosa is going to be in good shape the rest of this game. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Hill in the backfield. Howard takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Hill back to block. He's got time. Now he rolls. Still got time. Now he fires over the middle looking for Henry, and that is incomplete. That's a good play on the ball by Parker Schulte, who was in coverage, broke right at the right time and was able to break the pass up. But good job by the offensive line along with Hill, giving Howard a little bit of time to look down the field.
Well, good job by the offensive line. Poor job by our receivers. They got to work back to the football when their original route is not open. Howard did a good job. He hung in the pocket. Then once he breaks the pocket, our receivers got to work back to the ball.
2nd and 15. Here's going to be another handoff. Hill again gashes the Grinnell defense, looking to bounce it outside. He'll break another tackle, and he's inside the 25, inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's going to be pushed out right at the 1-yard line, it appears. He's right near the goal line, but that is some powerful running by Casey Hill.
Well, some shifty running, too, on the outside. But I want to point out, Calvin Silvers did a fantastic job staying with his block while Hill bounced it to the outside, and he just stuck with his block.
7-0 Oskaloosa looking for more. It's going to be 1st and goal. The ball marked at the 2-yard line. 4 wide, still Hill in the backfield. Howard takes the snap, a high snap, gives it to Hill. That high snap, I think, threw the timing of the playoff. And a good job by, it looked like the first guy in there was Trent Miller.
Well, and I really wish we could go under center. I mean, you're snapping the ball back 4 yards when you're at the 2-yard line.
Right.
If you can get under center and just go behind him.
Right.
3 times, you're going to get a touchdown.
But that's risky, though, if you haven't practiced it much, though, Doug.
Well,
because you don't want to fumble it right at the line of scrimmage.
I get it.
8 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's the snap. This is going to be Howard faking it. He's going to try to get outside again. Turns it up. He's got a touchdown. Second touchdown run of the game for Seth Howard. And with 7:57 to go in the first half, 13-0 Oskaloosa, the extra point to follow. And what an exhibition of running the football that drive for the Indians.
Yeah, that's something that we don't see. We haven't seen a lot of. And Oskaloosa, great job on the running game. Good job up by the linemen up front, opening up some holes, and Hill running hard. Oskaloosa takes a 13-0 lead.
Blom on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is on the way, and it is good. Oskaloosa leads it 14-0 over Grinnell. 7:57 to go, second quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff after this on the No Coast Network.
For over 35 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in bringing your printing ideas to life with quality equipment, modern facilities, and a skilled staff. Whether it's a business card or a postcard, a book or brochure, and everything in between, Pella Printing applies old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to deliver the finished piece you envision. And they'll even mail it for you. Call 877-628-4941 or stop in off Exit 40 behind Ulrich Motor in Pella. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Oskaloosa picks up another touchdown, mainly with the legs of Casey Hill, and at the end, Seth Howard picking up a 3-yard touchdown run. So he's got a 5-yard run, a 3-yard run. He's not turned the ball over. He's completed some long passes. So far, so good, I think, for the guy in his return to Grinnell.
Well, what impresses me is he stood in the pocket, and we talked about that. I'd like to see him do that, and he's done it tonight. And good adjustments tonight by Mr. Howard at the quarterback position.
Blom elevates this one a little bit more. It's going to get inside the 5. It's going to be picked up and run back by Alex Farmer. Oskaloosa going to try to get there. There's a flag behind the play. A nice return by Farmer. The tackle by DeCock, but it's going to be coming back, we would imagine, as there are a couple of pushes in the back. Nick Pop and along with Nick Pop, Quade Pinkerton, both kind of with their hands in the air like, what do we do? But it'll be coming back. And Oskaloosa will have Grinnell pinned deep after the penalties walked off with 7:49 to go, first half. 14-0 the score, Oskaloosa the lead.
There was a wave of white people, but I'm not sure what the far side guys were doing, but the guys closest to us, they were all down there ready for him, and he was able to kind of get to the edge there on the other side.
Yeah, Alex Farmer, a solid job on the return, but after the penalties walked off, it's going to be inside the 10-yard line.
Look out here. Oskaloosa's probably going to really stack it in.
Ball's posted right at the 7-yard line. First and 10 for Grinnell with 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side, a tight end and a back alongside the quarterback Drew Kaufman, who's in the shotgun. In the shotgun, sending a man in motion is Pinkerton. Here is the snap, a handoff up the gut, and as we've seen the entire game, Doug, just nothing there.
Yeah, not sure who that was, but it looks like Casey Hill doing a good job in there at linebacker.
He's having a coming out party, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and we needed that. One thing I do want to mention on that Alex DeYoung interception, that ball was not a poorly thrown ball. I mean, it would have
been complete if he didn't get his head around. If it was just a little bit up in the air, though, I don't think DeYoung has a play on it. He's in one-on-one, and you can leave him in one-on-one, no doubt. Here's another snap. They're going to hand it off again, this time off left tackle. A little bit of space, making a man miss, and getting up the field, making a second man miss, and eventually getting out to about the 27-yard line. A nice pick of about 20 yards there by Schulte. And just like that, Grinnell gets themselves a little bit of breathing room, and that is their first real big play offensively in the game.
Yeah, missed tackles. There's probably 3 missed tackles on that play. I'm not sure.
And Jaden Van Rukel not at 100%, still playing that free safety spot. One of those guys that just kind of missed. You can kind of see he's got that elbow all taped up and really doesn't have full extension of that left arm. So he's got to be very good with his technique to make any stops. Up the middle is Schulte, and he's going to get to about the 35-yard line. So another nice pickup of about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, it looked like Keaton DeCock was on that stop, but they are starting to find something here. 8 yards on first down. I'm not sure. We got everybody stacked up in there. We're just guessing wrong or something on our blitzes.
The Oski defense looking to try to make some adjustments.
Maybe play a little base here.
It is going to be 2nd and 2 here from the 36-yard line in Grinnell's own territory. In the gun, here's the snap, a handoff, Kaufman, and again, we're back to where it was before. And it was Cole Kraber who was in there also along with Kenny Satimi on the stop. And the sideline warning is going to be issued to Oskaloosa's sideline. So that is no yardage yet, but it will be yardage the second time.
We're going to get every odd penalty we can out of the way here early in the year. We had a wristband violation last week. Sideline violation here.
Yeah. Why a lot of coaches are get-back coaches.
I'm not sure that we have a get-back coach.
Maybe you should be down there, Doug.
No.
I need you up here.
I need to be here.
6 minutes to go here. It's going to be third and about 3. Here's the snap, a handoff, trying to bounce it out. There's nothing there again. Late flag drops in there. We'll see what it is.
Now, it's probably holding on Grinnell, but if you're Oskaloosa, you got a decision.
Nah, you don't take this penalty if it's a hold. And it is.
Are you going to put a guy back to catch the punt?
Yes. I'll put a guy back to catch the punt, but I'm going to make him punt. It'll be about 4th and 3 unless they take the penalty, and it looks like they will. Well, I mean, 3rd and
3,
however long, you know, it would be 4th and 3 or 4th and or 3rd and 3 or 4th. My goodness, it'd be 3rd and 13 or 4th and 3, and they're going to go with 3rd and 13. I think the odds are pretty even either way. The way your defense is played for the most part. About to quit my job right here. 2 wide receivers. Here's the snap. A fake handoff, trying to roll out. Throwing over the middle. Tipped. Intercepted again. This by DeYoung. He's going to come to the near side. Gets a block. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown. Oskaloosa. Sparky with the return.
And what quick hands. Tanner DeCock deflects the ball. And DeYoung's quick hands, like his shortstop, just go up and snag it. And like last year against Fort Madison, he takes it to the house.
That time right there, good team defense, because not only those 2 guys, but Jared Cruz was about to put a hit on the quarterback.
Well, and let's go to Cole Kraber. Did a great job in contain, getting the depth with the quarterback and forcing him up in and make the throw.
That is a team defensive score there, and it's 20-0 Oskaloosa. That is a big-time play. 2 picks for Sparky in this one, and Blom on for his 3rd extra point. Snap, the hold, the kick on the way, and again, it's good. 21-0 Oskaloosa with 5:37 left in the second quarter. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff right here on the No Coast Network.
That's more like
Penn Central Mall. It's more than a shopping center. It's the heart of downtown Oskaloosa. Located just off the square, Penn Central Mall has what you and your family are looking for. Need a last-minute gift? We've got those at Penn Central Mall. Need a little wardrobe update? Come see us at Penn Central Mall. Need a host site for an event or meeting? Think Penn Central Mall. We have tables, we have chairs, and we have the right amount of space to ensure your event is fun for all. Stop by Penn Central Mall to shop and stay to plan your next event with us. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Oskaloosa about to kick off with a 21-0 lead. The defense coming alive here. Not only have they allowed just 2 offensive first downs for Grinnell, but 2 interceptions by Alex DeYoung, including a pick 6 right there, and we talked about it. All guys with big plays on that play that helped the interception. Jared Cruz, Cole Kraber, Tanner DeCock, and then, of course, DeYoung picking it up, and then several players picking up key blocks to allow him to return that back for a touchdown.
Yeah, great job. Good hands by Alex DeYoung snagging that, and what a run back. Good, and as you mentioned, good job blocking. And
there's a touchback immediately on the kickoff. Blom deciding each and every kick, he just wants to see how far he can get it. But we got a total yards update, 161 for the Indians, 44 for Grinnell. So that's the kind of defense we've seen so far in this first half with 5:37 to go.
You know, Emery, Aaron Blom, the scrimmage against Centerville and the Pella game did not look like he was loose or getting as good a leg whip as he usually does.
Well,
tonight.
Coach Jenkins did tell me he was a little banged up, and they weren't going to use him for anything deep.
Oh, okay. Well, tonight, he looks good tonight.
He is looking like the biggest leg in the state of Iowa.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the 20. Couple of wide receivers, one to each side, a couple of backs. It's a pistol look this time for Kaufman. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to try to bounce it up the middle. Fights through a couple of guys. Look at him run hard.
Good run.
That is a nice 4-yard pickup there for a quarterback who's a little more tall than he is wide, but was able to fight through a couple of tackles to get some positive yardage.
He got 5 yards there after he was initially hit at the line of scrimmage, and he fought forward for 5 yards. So good job by the quarterback for Grinnell, Kaufman.
6'7", he used all of it to pick up those yardage as well.
I'm not sure if we're just trying to strip the ball? Somebody needs to go low when you got a big pile there and grab his legs.
5 minutes left here in the first half. Back to the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Kaufman looking to throw. Coming to the near side, and he's hit, and he's buried. Late flag in the defensive backfield, but a huge hit on the sack. And that is what you're looking for. The man on the sack for Oskaloosa was Keegan Mitz-Butler.
Yeah, sophomore. He's going to be a good player. He comes in, he gives Kenny Satimi a break once in a while, or Blake a break at the tackle position. So good job. We got a holding on Oskaloosa, defensive holding, so we get a sack and we get a holding penalty on us.
That's keeping this one at least semi-interesting. That'll be 10 yards.
And I think the hold was on the back side of the play. It really wasn't even necessary.
Sometimes that back judge feels like he needs to be involved, Doug. You know this.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
No, we didn't see it,
know.
to be fair. But that's a good play by Keegan Butler.
Yes, it was.
Either way, it's going to be 1st and 10 now after the penalty. 4.5 to go here in the first half. 21-0 out of the gun. Kaufman, he's got plenty of room on this near side. Loses the ball. It's still loose, and a good job of being aware. He just lost the football there, and before DeYoung or Dykstra could pick it up, the recovery was by an offensive lineman, Gareth James, saving the day for Grinnell. Kaufman had all the space in the world to try to pick up 5 to 10 yards on this side, and it just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, and Gareth James has a long way to go to field the ball. He's 6'8",
yeah.
So good job by him. But there was a little bit of room here to scramble. Cruz was able to recover and put some pressure on him, but
just slipped out of the hand. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, or 2 to the far side, rather. And the gun again is Kaufman. He's looking to throw. Quick little out route, but Pop wasn't looking back for the football, and it'll be an incompletion.
And I think Nick Dykstra got his hands up there and was able to hit the ball, deflect the ball down. So good job by Dykstra. If you're not going to get there, you want to get your hands up and try and deflect it, and that's exactly what he did, is at the defensive end spot there.
3:46 left, second quarter. 21-0 Oskaloosa the lead, and it's 3rd and 11 at Grinnell's own 34-yard line. They'll split out 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, 1 back, and the shotgun is Drew Kaufman. And much like we saw for Oskaloosa, the snap, this time from Brett Clayton, never came, although the other 10 players on offense were moving.
Yeah, who's number 50 that's in there right now? We got a new guy in.
For Oskaloosa, that is not anyone that's on our roster sheet.
So we have a ghost player,
the
number
ghost.
50.
Clayton Danner is back, folks.
There you go.
3:45 to go. Here's a rollout to the left. Nowhere to go for Kaufman, and he is going to be brought down in the backfield. Tanner DeCock in there, along with the ghost player, along with Keegan Butler. 3:35 to go and counting. At halftime, we'll find a way to figure out who that is, but we can only do with what we can do.
I'm not sure who that is, but good job by Oskaloosa. They blitz their linebackers and go ahead and man up on the outside. And let's see if we can catch a punt here and not let the ball roll 10, 15 yards. Miller back to the 50-yard line, 47-yard line.
Here's the snap. The punt is away. It's a good one, and Miller has it at the 43-yard line. He's got it. He's across midfield. He's going to get across the 40, and he turns it upfield, still running, and he's going to be all the way back to around where the punt occurred, the line of scrimmage. Great little return by a guy that's there for a reason, the sophomore Tyler Miller, and with 2:59 left, Oskaloosa will have the ball right around, it looks like, the 30-yard line of Grinnell. And they'll have plenty of time to try to punch in yet another score here. I'm going to throw out a name. Does this sound right? Walker Newman?
Yes, exactly. That's who that is. Good job.
Look at me go.
Way to go, Emery. That makes up for your 3rd and 14, 4th and 13.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to get into that game.
That's all right. You know what? It happens to the best of us and the worst of us.
Walker Newman, he's a backup inside linebacker, but he was in there.
All right. 4 wide receivers. DeCock in motion. Here is the snap. Howard hands it off. This is Miller, stays in the game, and he's got a nice little gash up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 10. When both of your backs are picking up this kind of yardage and Tyler Miller's getting anything in between the tackles, you know your offensive line's doing some work.
Yeah, just a little comment on Tyler made a nice catch on the punt. He could have went out of bounds, but he didn't look to go out of bounds. Got 10 extra yards by tiptoeing down the sideline.
He heard you talking about him not picking up those punts, as he's going to have the first down on 2nd and inches, and he's going to fire ahead to about the 15-yard line with 2.5 to go first half. 21-0, Oskaloosa with the advantage.
And Grinnell is gassed. Tyler just carried number 74, 250-pound lineman, about 3 yards, and he was just hanging on.
Oskaloosa would like to go 4 scores up here at the break, and that would really take a lot of the pressure off for the Indians. And they will have the option to receive the second half kickoff. Howard in the gun, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to roll out to the outside, trying to get all the way to the outside, hurdles a man, and there's going to be a block in the back on Silvers. He just kind of pushed Schulte out of the way. So it wasn't a big gain to begin with, but from about the line of scrimmage, it looks like we're going to be marking off about 10 yards. It actually is going to be about a 7-yard penalty because the flag is thrown. Pardon, it's at about the 17-yard line, so it'll be about a 10-yard penalty either way.
As a quarterback sweep all the way, Silvers was blocking, Tanner was blocking downfield, and we got a penalty there. But quarterback sweep all the way.
Just trying to give a different look, see if they can suck in those black shirts just a little bit on that inside run that's been gashing in the last 2 drives.
Yeah, great point, Emery. We've been running the ball at will through the middle, so they thought they might be able to catch him outside. So
didn't necessarily work that way. Grinnell did a good job staying home, and, of course, Silvers a little block in the back there on the outside edge. He did such a good job blocking down the field on the previous drive. We can give him a break there. It'll be first and about 20, make it 21. And this is a low throw, and it'll be incomplete as it hops at the feet of Tanner DeCock. That'll bring up 2nd and 21 with 1:53 to go. Ball on the Grinnell 27. So Oski, all 3 timeouts, also has themselves in a position. Oh, pardon, they have 2 timeouts. Scoreboard is incorrect there, as Grinnell did not take a timeout. Oskaloosa did take a timeout in the first quarter. Going to be, is this Dykstra that's in the slot on this side?
Dykstra's in for Tanner right now.
So Dykstra comes into the game as a wideout. 4 wide for Oskaloosa. Howard nearly was able to get an offside call, and Oski's going to call time with 1:53 to go. And we'll go ahead and take a quick break with them. Oskaloosa, 1 timeout remaining, but they're in good shape. Have 2nd and 21 at the Grinnell 27, up 21-0 here on the No Coast Network.
At Pepsi, we think it's important to celebrate stuff in life.
Like when you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back, you celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi.
Or your friend turns on the radio, and your absolute most favorite new song just happens to be playing. That calls for a Pepsi, too.
Because when you and your roommate order a pizza, and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks, no charge?
Break out the Pepsi.
Oskaloosa with the football coming out of the timeout with 1:53 to go, 21-0. It's been the run game, Doug. This is a pass-happy offense. There's been a couple of interesting pass plays, but it's really been the running game in the second quarter that's gotten Oskaloosa this 21-0 lead.
Yeah, you got Henry out here solo. They may take a shot to throw it up to Henry. He's got looks like a short guy on him. Watch for a jump ball here to Henry.
4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Howard sees a check at the line of scrimmage and looks back.
And
Silvers.
Your safety is rolled over to the opposite side. This is a perfect time to take a shot.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Howard in the gun, takes the snap, drops back. He's looking to throw. He's going to go down the middle, and it's broken up. Nice defensive play. Right on cue. I believe that's Parker Schulte. No, my mistake. That is not Parker. It's Alex Farmer who broke that pass up, trying to thread the needle, I believe, to Silvers in the slot. And that'll bring up 3rd and 21 with 1:49 to go here in the first half. Oski still with the 21-zip lead.
Well, not sure. Once again, it looked like we had 3 receivers kind of in the same area over there.
Well, here we go. Howard back to the line, looks back. You're right, Doug. There's a lot of space on this near side, and Henry has himself one-on-one with a guy, and most guys will be shorter than him at the cornerback spot. Here's the snap. Howard looking that direction, steps up. He's looking for him down toward the end zone. Hand fighting. Henry makes the catch. No flags. Touchdown Indians.
I thought they might get him with a offensive pass interference.
I think they both had, but they were both, you know, since they both had their hands on each other, I can't, they couldn't possibly call that on one guy or the other. I think the no call is the right call there. But a good play on the ball by Cole Henry, a guy that came in as a QB.
Yeah, excellent play by Cole Henry. He slowed down, timed his jump there, and that's the play we were calling for the play earlier, and Oskaloosa hits the big one.
They probably had an idea what they wanted to do all along. If that second down play didn't work, that was going to be third down, and then the extra point by Blom is good. 1:42 to go in the first half. 28-0, Oskaloosa on top. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff after this on the No Coast Network.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call Timeout to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-ALD.
Oskaloosa about to kick off yet again. This is the fourth time they've kicked off this quarter after scores. They scored at the buzzer of the first quarter with a 5-yard touchdown run by quarterback Seth Howard. He got a 3-yard touchdown run after Casey Hill ran through the Grinnell defense on a couple of plays in the second quarter. Then a pick six by Alex DeYoung. And then that was just followed up by a nice 27-yard touchdown pass from Seth Howard to Cole Henry, hooking up on the touchdown throw. That is Seth Howard's first touchdown pass as an Indian. And Blom's kickoff is high in the air and deep and into the end zone. Another touchback, his third of the game. He is padding those kickoff stats. 1:42 to go.
Wow. At the half, Dallas center Grimes is leading Pella 3-0.
That's not a score you see too often in high school football.
My. Well,
you knew DCG's a good team, though.
Well, but you also knew that everybody now has film on that offense that
Right.
Pella ran last week.
Right.
And they do not pass the ball very well, so DCG
locking in on that potentially.
Came up with pretty good game plan.
It's just halftime.
It is.
Got to remember that.
I don't think we're going to see an Ohio State-Indiana deal there.
Yeah, probably. 1:42 to go. Grinnell with 4 wide receivers takes the snap, rolling out as Kaufman, and his wide receiver never paid attention.
Had an interception number 3.
DeYoung was the only one who really knew where that football was on that side of the field, and it's just timing's not there in the pass game here for Grinnell, and it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, nice break on the ball by DeYoung, but our end on this side, Jared Cruz, kind of got, I don't know if he wasn't getting outside.
No, he was sucked in pretty solid into the middle.
Needs to make sure he gets up the field and gets depth with the quarterback to force him back inside.
1:37 to go, 28-0 Oskaloosa the lead. 2 wide receivers, a tight end, make it 2 tight ends, and it looks like timeout Grinnell.
Well,
the Tigers will take a look at this.
If you're Grinnell, you got to think about
do we want to allow them to score again?
Yeah, because if you go incomplete pass here, Oskaloosa should call a timeout.
Right.
Get the ball back.
Well, they have 1 timeout left, Oskaloosa does.
Yeah, I'd use it after this play if they stay in bounds.
Or you could just get lucky and have, another incompletion.
That'd be the ideal situation.
And Oskaloosa, you got to remember, does get the second half kickoff.
Yes.
So Oskaloosa kind of asserting the will here the last 12 minutes of game action after the first couple of offensive drives weren't super smooth, but they've been able to be they've been able to figure out precisely where the weakness is in that Grinnell defense, and that's exactly what we've seen in the second quarter for sure in the run game.
Yeah, you're right, Emery. So how about a shout out to all our listeners out there? We appreciate you guys listening in Oskaloosa and all over the country. We've got listeners thanks to KMZN and their app and streaming the game. So appreciate you guys. Ben, man, hope you're enjoying this one. Your boy Steve Howard's happy down here.
Oh, yeah. 4 wide receivers again for Grinnell. Oskaloosa nearly jumps offside, gets back before the snap. Kaufman going deep to nobody. Another miscommunication in the pass game, Doug.
And that's now if they run the ball, you call timeout.
Well, now if they do anything, you can call timeout. And if you're Grinnell, you might as well try to get this first down, right?
We could get this to 35.
3rd and 10 from Grinnell's own 20. Oski leading 28-0 with 1:32 to go in this first half. They break out of the huddle. 3 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. In the gun with 1 back next to him is Drew Kaufman. He takes the snap, loses it. It's on the ground. It's still loose. Who's got it?
Timeout.
Who's got it is picked up.
We need a timeout right now. The clock is running.
So the clock is running, and there's the timeout for Oskaloosa with 1:16 to go for 4th down. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Oskaloosa will get a chance to get it back with 1:16 to go and should have good field position. They lead at 28-0 here on the No Coast Network.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Oskaloosa has an opportunity to get the ball back here. 4th and, we'll say about 13 after the fumble on the snap. It's 1:16 to go here in this first half, and the Indians lead by 4 touchdowns, 21-0.
Tyler Miller could take this to the house.
This is going to be a low line drive punt away from him, and he's not going to have a chance to pick it up. It'll roll, and then Miller tries to sneak up and grab it and try to that's sneaky play. That's a risky play, but up 4 touchdowns. You can afford to make a gamble like that. And if he would have got past that tackler, who knows what could have happened there.
Well, first of all, a good job by the Grinnell punter punting the ball away from him. The ball was actually dead on the ground, but nobody, you're supposed to pick it up as a defense. They just let it sit there, so Tyler took a shot at it, and you're right.
Picked up about 3 extra yards.
He's one arm tackle, breaking an arm tackle away from going to the house.
1:04 left in Oskaloosa's offense with no timeouts. 1st and 10 from the Grinnell 49-yard line, and here's an opportunity to see that pass game potentially in motion a little bit more.
Now you got Cruz out here. Henry. Oh, so you got 2 big guys.
One on each end.
On each end.
Henry on the outside on the far side, Cruz on the near side. Couple of slots, Howard in the gun. He'll take the snap, and he drops it. It's on the ground, and Hill, it looks like, recovered it. Oskaloosa is going to have to hurry, though, as Howard, one of the few miscues Oskaloosa's had offensively here in the first half.
I think they might go for a field goal here, try to get 10, 15 yards.
Loss of 3 on that play. Howard quickly takes the snap. He's looking down the field. Flag comes down. Cruz makes the catch. Breaks the tackle. He's inside the 40, and he's inside and out of bounds to the 33-yard line. But we'll check on the flag on the far side of the field. And it's going to be a legal substitution on Oskaloosa.
So we had that penalty last week also.
Jake Jenkins said it was about 3 times that was the procedure call. And when you have a player that they have to come inside the numbers before they go outside the numbers again. So
that's right.
That's a high school rule. And sometimes the players have a hard time remembering that if they're already on the field.
Well, it's a good rule because you got guys just sneaking in off the sideline.
Right.
So that you got to report to the, not necessarily the huddle, but inside the hash marks, which in high school they're close.
Right.
To the center of the field.
So, yeah, you definitely have to get to the numbers. And with 35 seconds left, Oskaloosa takes that 5-yard penalty. So the Cruz reception is wiped out. Indians back to the line. 2nd and 17 now, and they have some serious ground to make up to get into Blom's range. Here's a quick throw caught by Cruz, and again, he's got some solid yardage, but they got to get to the line quickly. It's going to be 3rd and about 7. And with 25 seconds left, here's where this is the play that's going to get you either in field goal range or you're going to punt.
Well, and they're taking so much time here, they're not going to have time to set their field goal unit up, and they can't spike it on 4th down.
Here's the snap. The throw is going to be outside. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be a first down. Out of bounds with 12 seconds to go. You have time, Doug, to maybe do another out route and get a little bit more yardage, or you can send Blom out now with 12 seconds to go.
I'd kick it.
Kick it right now?
I mean, yeah, you're right. You can run an out route.
They're marking it dangerously close to the line to gain.
He's got it by a yard.
And they do. They will move it now. So it'll be a first down. So with 12 seconds left, the ball was out of bounds, so the clock will not start on the referee's signal. They'll start on the snap. And Oskaloosa now has an opportunity. They got about 6 seconds to run another quick 5 to 10 yard out.
Yep.
And if it's not there, throw it away and see if you can jog your guy out there.
Make sure you get out of bounds.
4 wide, 12 seconds to go. Here's the snap. Back to throw is Howard, looking deep, and he's going to be sacked. And that should be the end of the first half. So Oskaloosa, a couple of miscues on the last drive, but overall a very impressive second quarter of play. And Oskaloosa will head to the locker room leading 28-0, and we'll get the football to start the second half. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered after the loss last week to Pella. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show for you, give you some important numbers, let you know what we thought was important in that first half and what Oskaloosa can still improve on to put this game away in the second half. 28-0 at the half. Oski leading Grinnell here on the No Coast Network.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
If you like to save money and save time, then this is what you'd call a really big deal. HyVeeDeals.com is where you'll find hundreds of deals, all on one mobile-friendly website. HyVeeDeals.com makes saving money easy with digital coupons, weekly ads, fuel savers, and more. For one-stop savings, start here. Get all the latest deals at HyVeeDeals.com today.
Clow Valve Company of Oskaloosa is very proud of all area students involved in any school activities. They know that being involved takes dedication and hard work put forth by each student. Clow Valve Company reminds you to support our area students in the various activities that they're involved in. School activities are important in molding young people into healthy, successful adults, as they are an important part of a good community. Congratulations to all area students from Clow Valve Company in Oskaloosa.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Experience the Bruxforts difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to our customers and our community as the day we first opened our doors. Please stop in and give us a chance to prove how important our customers are to us.
Roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
The dance team is out there and enjoying themselves in front of the Grinnell crowd. The band's about to take the field as well, and it is the half. 28-0 Oskaloosa, the lead. A couple of miscues on that last drive, Doug, but the three previous offensive drives netted scores, including two really good rushing drives and one fantastic pass from Seth Howard to the guy he was battling for the quarterback job, Cole Henry. Cole Henry might turn into one heck of a receiver for Oskaloosa, and Oski will receive the second half kick with a chance to maybe push this into running clock territory. If you're Coach Jake Jenkins, this is a good response from last week's disappointing outing.
Yeah, you're definitely happy to be up 28-0 here in the second at halftime. You know, we did some good things. Our defense played good team defense. We are penetrating this week, something we did not do last week. And we're also, you know, on offense, we're running the ball. So we're doing some good things. We're also doing some things that are not so good. And the penalties are piling up as we, you know, in this first half. So we still need to clean some things up. You like to have a game like this. I think we need to come out in third quarter, put a couple more up on the board, and then get some guys a little bit of experience and rest some guys. Jaden Van Rukel, number one with
absolutely.
very sore elbow all wrapped up.
And he's not the same defensively. He was really a good free safety coming up and helping finish tackles last week, and he just can't extend that left arm to help finish that. And without Nunakoven out there, you're leading by 4 touchdowns. Like you said, you get in that running clock mode, then you can start throwing some guys out there. But we've seen some guys get into the game and have some good success. Calvin Silvers, for one, at wide receiver, has done a good job blocking on the edge, although he doesn't have a reception. Defensively, players, that are coming from the bench from last week, guys like Casey Hill, guys like Cole Kraber.
Walker Newman got in there for a little while.
And they're making some plays. And then, of course, we couldn't mention the success the defense have had without the success specifically by Alex DeYoung. A pick 6, another interception, 2 picks in this game. And the team defense, you mentioned it. Guys doing their job at all levels of the defense, and Grinnell only has, I believe, 3 first downs in the first half, so they haven't even sniffed getting across midfield. Oskaloosa in really good shape here, leading 28-0. We do have a couple of stats here. Casey Hill, 9 carries for 90 yards. How about that after a really rough rushing week last week?
Well, that's good to see that Casey gets unhinged here a little bit for 90 yards, and I think Tyler Miller probably tacked on about 15 yards. So Oskaloosa probably is over the century mark in the first half in rushing yards.
Oskaloosa total 20 rushes for 110 yards, so not necessarily as efficient as Hill was himself, but it's good to see Casey doing really well on both sides of the ball here in the first half. On top of that, Oskaloosa passing the ball 7 for 12, 99 yards for Seth Howard in the game so far, including the 27-yard touchdown pass, his first touchdown pass of his Oskaloosa career against his old school, Grinnell. A cool moment there, and then making it to Cole Henry, I think, is just really cool to see kind of the relationship that these guys have, knowing that Cole and him were battling it out, the quarterback job, all camp long, and for Cole to be able to refocus and turn into a wide receiver and a legitimate weapon, I think is absolutely huge for Oskaloosa to have him out there, kind of not necessarily Jack Moore, but being able to be a player that can also take some looks with guys like Nunakoven, with guys like DeCock, with the running backs, with Chapman, who's made a big catch in this game. So good to see for Oskaloosa, 209 total yards. Grinnell has 40 total yards. They're 1 for 6 for 6 yards, passing the ball, 20 rushes for just 34 yards in the game. So that tells you right there the Oskaloosa defense doing what they're supposed to do here in week 2.
Yeah, and back to Cole Henry's touchdown. That was a beautiful job of adjusting his speed to the ball flight. So, and he used his hands. Well, it didn't get the call, but great job by Henry on that. He really looked like he knew what he was doing out there at the wide receiver position. That creates some problems when you can throw 6'7" and 6'5" out wide. A lot of teams may be able to match up with one of them, but it's hard to match up with 2 of them.
Yeah, Jared Cruz, the other one, of course, but this is even without Tucker Nunakoven out there. Calvin Silver's doing a good job in that slot position, taking over for the injured player. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the scores that we have been finding just a little bit. We'll also talk about what we have coming up the rest of this week and tonight as well. But most importantly, 28-0, Oskaloosa leads it at the half, and we'll have more on the halftime show after this right here on the No Coast Network.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and beyond. Whether commercial, residential, or land, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be the area's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge at kineticedgept.com or call us at 641-676-3535.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
At the half, Oskaloosa leading 28-0, and we are live here. Emery Songer, Doug DeCock. We appreciate you for joining us on all of our platforms tonight. Specifically, we got to give big thanks to MCG for helping us get on Channel 7. Doug Hoskins, a big help to us. Everybody over there, Frank Hansen. Just a good group of people that help us out, and we appreciate everything they've done for us to help us do that. We appreciate the help they've helped us with the Oskaloosa Video Production Department and the program over there at the high school. We've done a good job. They've done a great job of coming in and helping us out with these broadcasts, and we have a few of their camera people here helping us out. So it is a high school operation through and through, and we are excited to have those. You couldn't ask for more here for a high school Friday night. High school everything except for, I guess, us.
That's right.
And our director and technical director.
Yeah, what a great thing. I hope everybody back in Oskaloosa is enjoying it, and on the KMZN app. We're having a good time here. It's a good, beautiful night for football, and the Indians are starting to show what maybe they can do here.
28-0, man, and we talked about the stats a little bit. One thing that I find to be very intriguing is the fact that it's been running the football. They have had some success passing the ball, but Casey Hill, 90 yards on 9 carries in the first half. That is a huge improvement from the less than 3.5 yards per carry we were seeing last week.
Well, and I think it kind of broke open there. It was when they kind of went with a fullback. They brought Tanner in motion there.
Yeah.
I think that was the first times that they really kind of gashed him up the middle, and they were starting to get something going there with a kind of a fullback look and getting some extra hats on people.
We got some scores from around the area we're going to give you here in a quick second as I'm looking them up as we go here. There's not a ton reporting yet, any scores, but what we do have, I can tell you, is intriguing to say the least. And let's start with Dallas Center Grimes and Pella. That game last reporting in the third quarter, still 3-0 Dallas Center Grimes. So we'll see what happens there. Pella Christian leading 14-0 over Albia. PC, a good chance to go 2-0 in district play. Actually, my bad. It's actually 35-0. Doug's got himself a little bit more of an update there. Sigourney Keota is playing Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont in our game of the week on 104.9 FM KBOE. That's in the third quarter, 20-14. That's a good one as well. And Unola's opened up at the half, a 21-0 lead over Ottumwa. Linville Sully, a 25-0 lead over BGM. My goodness, that is a big-time score there in favor of Linville Sully. North Mahaska with a 43-14 deficit as they trail on the road at Colfax Mingo. And Twin Cedars against English Valleys in the 8-man game, 34-14. It's Twin Cedars with the lead, taking care of business on the road. That last in the fourth quarter, just before the fourth quarter in the third quarter. Knoxville with the big lead over Fairfield. That's a little bit of a surprise, 35-7. That's in Knoxville tonight. That is a score at the half. Interesting stuff there, to say the least. So those are some of the scores within our listening area, and thanks to Doug for helping me dig some of those out. But
did we get the Sigourney Eddyville score?
Yeah, Sigourney Eddyville, and I'm in texting with color commentator Brian Myers as he's there with Kylie Broadway on the call. Great broadcast team, by the way, over there, so be sure to check that out. But that game, I was thinking Sigourney Keota was going in as a pretty hefty favorite. They weren't going to be happy after losing, but Brian was telling me he thinks Eddyville might have the advantage considering the fact they got that week 0 game game. They've had a couple of weeks to see their team on the field, and they're playing right with them. He actually says if EBF didn't have a few of the costly penalties they had in the first half, he thinks the Rockets should be winning that game right now, and I consider that a big surprise.
Well, and I think that their first game of the year turned on a couple big plays. It was a pick six, and then they had a fumble as they were going in to score. Otherwise, I'm not sure. They played a good team.
Pekin,
They played Pekin.
A good team.
A good team. And so Kurt Johnson, their athletic director, and I were talking, and he mentioned that they were right in that ball game. So we kind of thought Eddyville's got a good run coming in them. They got some good athletes.
That district's wide open, man. That district wide open. PCM is there. PCM didn't get a chance to play. Montezuma forfeit with a lack of. So with that being the case, you know, PCM's got to try to stay sharp. I'm sure they put some little scrimmage together or something, but that's the team. They may not lose the rest of the regular season now. But with that being said, that second slot completely open. Centerville squeezed into the playoffs with a good, you know, high level of point differential within district play last year to be a wild card. And Central Lee, who lost more seniors than anybody in the district, finished in that second spot. So there is a wide open space there. And if EBF, they picked off a few of those teams last year. If they win one or two more games, they beat Albia, they can beat Davis County, they can beat Clark. Those are teams that are beatable. Sheraton in there as well.
Absolutely.
This is a district that Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont could find themselves at the playoff berth. So interesting to see if they can pull off that win tonight. That'd be a huge lift for Brian Keeler and the rest of those Rockets. I'd like to mention, if you're wanting the final scores of these games and some reports from these games, stay locked in. As soon as we're done here, or as soon as the game of the week's over, it'll be Scores and More presented by Bubbler. That is going to be live on both KBOE and KMZN tonight. As the games go final, we'll have reports from several of them. You'll know all of the scores from our area as they come in. You'll know as much information as we have. Several schools will be calling the studio and recording, and that'll be fun tonight as well. So be sure to check that out live on KBOE and KMZN. This evening, it's Scores and More presented by Bubbler. All right, quick key to the second half. Doug, Oski with a 28-0 lead.
28-0. The key to me is to keep your intensity up and not let down here. Last thing you want to do is let Grinnell get a little bit of momentum going, and then all of a sudden you're in a four-quarter game. Let's make this a three-quarter game. Come out, be aggressive, and come right at them. We're going to receive the second half kickoff, if I'm not mistaken, and Oskaloosa needs to go right at them.
If Oski does score on this first possession with a touchdown and an extra point, getting that 35-point margin, that means the running clock is in effect, and that drastically changes the ability for a team to come back. Not that you see a lot of 35-point comebacks in any level of football ever anyways in the second half, but it has been done before. When that clock starts running without stopping, outside of change of possession and timeouts and injuries and penalties, it's incomplete passes, it's running. Ball goes out of bounds, it's running. I mean, it goes by real fast.
We did some girls basketball games that were really fast, too.
I don't know about you, Dougie, but it's football season.
All right. Thanks to Matt Moore for delivering a Diet Mountain Dew and Snickers up here to the box.
Pepsi products are the best, aren't they, Dougie?
You bet they are. Nothing better than Pepsi products. In fact, they have a great sale going on. I just bought a bunch of 12-packs for...
At your hometown Oskaloosa Hy-Vee?
Yeah, for 20 cents.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It might have been 18 cents plus deposit. So 23 cents, you can't go wrong at Can.
Cleat Yorth, the store director at your hometown Oskaloosa Hy-Vee, is a madman. All right, the deals that are going on there with frequency is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I stopped. I told the gal at checkout, I go, we're getting 6. If I have to, I'll just pull the 3 out, and I'll pay for them on my own. So.
All right, anywho, we are getting ready for the kickoff. Oskaloosa will receive it. They're going from left to right. Casey Hill, Tyler Miller back to receive the kick from Wyatt Dillon, who's lining it up for Grinnell. 28-0 Oskaloosa the lead. We're underway second half as high kickoff is going to be fielded by Hill at the 5. He's going straight up the gut, gets a couple of blocks, trying to get it around to the outside, carries a man for a few yards and dives forward across the 30 to the 33. Late flag. We'll see what the penalty is going to be, but Oskaloosa will have solid field position as in the third quarter it looks like Pella has scored. It is 7-3 now with the Little Dutch on top. We're keeping an eye on that just to see if the 42-game winning streak stays intact more than anything. Coach Jay McKinstry told me that's not really all that important to him. He just wants his guys playing good ball when district play comes.
Yeah, and so they go in at halftime and they make adjustments, and boom, right away they get
What do you
7.
know?
That coaching staff is something else over there.
It's
Pella.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I've never seen a coach do more adjustments to his players in any sport than I have seen with Coach McKinstry the last 3 or 4 years. As this is going to be walk-off on a block in the back late in the return. So Oski will have it at the 24 instead of the 34-yard line, and the offense will come back out looking to continue that positive momentum they had the entire second quarter, with them going, as mentioned, from left to right here. 11:53 to go here in this in the third quarter. 1st and 10 with 4 wide receivers for the Indians. In the shotgun is Howard. Seth Howard had a good passing first half. He'll take the snap and he'll hand it to Hill. He gets out of the first wave of tacklers and breaks it outside. He's across the 40. He's across midfield. He's at the 40 of Grinnell, and he's brought down from behind by Wyatt Dillon. And a nice pickup on the first rush. That 10 yards per rush is actually going to increase after his first run. He gets down to about the 30-yard line, and that is going to be a pickup of 46 yards on the play by Casey Hill.
And that was a heck of a run. Casey ran through a couple tackles right about the line of scrimmage, or 2-yard gain, and he turned it on, and there's that strength in his legs. He has a strong lower body and is a hard runner.
11:43 left, and in the shotgun with 4 wide again is Howard. Ball at the 30 in Grinnell territory, and it'll be a fake to him. Howard keeps it, looking to go outside. He's got nowhere to go, and he's just going to fire it off the hands of Calvin Silvers. That's actually pretty smart play by a quarterback that was a design run.
He might have an eligible man downfield here if we got another penalty.
Well, it was a run play designed all the way, but when Howard saw nothing there, he tried to throw it, and they're going to talk about it. Because that's tricky.
The design runs for Howard have not worked at all.
The reason it won't be an ineligible man downfield, though, is because the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, Emery, way to come out with some good info there.
So no flag on the play. They were thinking about dropping it, but Coach Jenkins and the rest of the offensive staff are yelling at the referees, hey, Silvers was behind the line of scrimmage there when the ball missed him. So that actually could go as a screen play, and a lineman could go downfield past the line of scrimmage on a screen pass. So even though it was a design run all around, solid job by Oskaloosa playing smart football. 4 wide again. Ball on the far side hash for 2nd and 10 rather at the Grinnell 30. This will be a handoff to Hill up the gut. Nothing doing this time, and Wilbur White comes up along with Nick Pop with the stop in the backfield, and there hasn't been a lot of that up the middle for Grinnell in this game, but they finally come through up the middle on just the second real play from scrimmage here in the second half.
Well, a little bit of frustration there. Grinnell's probably fresh after having a little break at halftime, so the linemen got their breath back, and they were able to penetrate.
3rd and 12. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's a handoff and a little sweep, and Hill now will turn on the jets. He's inside the 30, looking to get to the edge. He won't quite get there, but he will get close, maybe 5 yards away. We'll see where they officially spot him, but this should be within Aaron Blom's range.
Well, and it looked like Casey could have cut it back up, got his shoulders turned upfield early in the sweep, and might have been able to cut it back to the middle of the field and get a big gainer there.
I don't think Oskaloosa is going to mess around with this field goal game, Doug. I think they're going to be looking. Now they will. It looked as though they were going to have an opportunity potentially to come out with the offense again, but this is going to be tough to get the offense back out. The referees quickly get out there and into position for the field goal. It's going to be from the right hash for Blom, and it's going to be from a distance of about 42 yards. The snap, the hold, the kick on the way, and it's wide to the right. So Coach Jenkins, I think, really wanted to put him in running clock territory as early as possible and waited until the last possible moment to run the kicking unit out there. But this time Blom a little too finessey with the kick and missed it wide to the right. So he missed a 57-yarder, which would have been good from 60, about 3 yards to the left. This time from the right hash, 3 yards to the right. Maybe he just needs to be in the middle of the field.
Yeah, they were rushing. And we don't have the play clock here.
Right.
Running down, so you don't have no idea how much time you have left. And it just didn't look good from the start.
Either way, Oskaloosa's defense back out there, and Grinnell takes over for their first possession of the second half. 10:50 to go third quarter. Here's a quick handoff right up the gut, and much like we saw the entire first half, Nick Dykstra and company in the backfield, and maybe a loss of 1 or so on the play. Actually, they'll mark it for no gain after the ball moved to the 20-yard line on the missed field goal.
Yeah, it's kind of like a rugby scrum in there. 2 or 3.
And they've just been daring Grinnell to throw this entire game.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't happened. They are 1 for 6 throwing the football. Big thanks to Wade Steinlugge, Jody Steinlugge, helping out with the statistics tonight and all season for Oskaloosa.
They sit right next to us and get all the excitement firsthand.
Here's the snap, and it's going to be another handoff up the middle. This time a counter play, and nice run this time for Schulte. Tanner DeCock will push him out of bounds, but not before a nice gain of about 32 yards for Parker Schulte, the first big breaker he's had today.
Well, I wonder if that's the same play that they ran in the first half. A little counter there. He goes to the left and then cut it back to the right. They did that in the first half for 20-some yards.
And that's really where all the offense came from, because they had a whole 40 yards in the first half.
Yep. What was that run, 30 yards?
That's 32 yards right there.
So
ball on the Oskaloosa 48-yard line. Again in the shotgun is Kaufman, the quarterback. Hands it to Schulte again. He is tied up in the backfield this time. Will fight for about a yard, but that's all she wrote for him. And it'll be second and about 9.
The Grinnell student section breaks out all their cell phone lights, which always is a cool look.
Hey, guess what? 2:26 left in the third quarter. 20 all in our game of the week with Sigourney Keota and Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont. They got a ball game over there in Eddyville.
Kylie getting ready for the Hawkeyes tomorrow. I'm sure he's all amped up.
I'm actually going to the Iowa State game tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Night game, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. 2 wide receivers, 2 backs, and a tight end. Kaufman, again, in that shotgun pistol kind of hybrid look. And he's rolling out, and he has 5, make it 4 white jerseys around him. Blake Van Veldhuizen, Casey Hill. Looked like Nick Dykstra and Cole Kraber all there to make the sack. A loss of about 12. And you said holding. On who exactly?
It was holding on Cruz. As he started rolling this way, you could, when that happens and the defender breaks to go towards the rollout, you can hold if you stay inside on the shoulder pads, inside of the shoulders. But once he starts to move out, you got to let go.
Not that they needed Cruz in the backfield.
No.
Oh, that's can you split a sack 4 ways? They could have right there. 8:44 left and counting here in the third quarter. 3rd and 18 from their own 43. A little screen pass set up, but Oskaloosa stays at home. Breaking a tackle, though, and trying to work forward. Chapman eventually will make the tackle after Alex Farmer makes a couple of guys miss, but only a gain of 9. They needed 19, and it'll be a likely punt situation in a normal spot. But right now, does Grinnell feel like they have to go for it here?
Well, yeah. I mean, if I was Grinnell, I don't know. If you're going to try to win the game, you got to go for it.
All right, well, that's what they're going to do.
Look good, then you punt it away.
8 minutes 5 seconds counting. 3 wide receivers far side. 4th and about 9 here. The snap, Kaufman is rolling out to his right. He's under pressure. Here is going to be a throw as he's hit through the hands of his intended target, Parker Schulte, and that will turn the ball over on downs. Oskaloosa's defense, again, just absolutely making Kaufman run for his life.
Yeah, good job there. Good pressure up the middle. Tanner got a hit on him as he was throwing the ball and fell incomplete. So the Indians take over in excellent field position. Let's see if we can eliminate penalties and get a drive going here.
Oskaloosa's offense will come out while we have a chance. Thanks for listening. It's just past the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Oskaloosa football live here on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radio KMZN.com, MCG Channel 7, the KMZN mobile app, live video stream. Oskaloosa football leading 28-0 with 7:58 to go third quarter. And they have the football once again. 4 wide receivers. And Seth Howard in the gun. He's got Tyler Miller to his right. Here's the snap, a little rollout for Howard, looking down the field. Makes a man miss, throws it, but was hit as he threw, and it was a short throw looking for Henry down the field. He has some elusiveness to him. He is a good athlete.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of slippery in there. They got pressure from the backside. We got to stay with our blocks longer on those rollouts and, move your feet. You can't cross your feet over. But we got to stay with our blocks longer on the line. That pressure came from the backside.
28-0, Indians lead.
Miller in at tailback.
Here's the snap, and it will be to Miller. A handoff up the middle. Gets stuffed up the middle, and this Grinnell front has definitely had an opportunity to kind of regather themselves after you said it in that second quarter. They were not alive, to say the least, and Hill was gashing him. Miller got a few yards as well, but now it's going to set up a 3rd and 10 here for Oskaloosa at their own 47.
Well, and if you're Oskaloosa fans, this is a concerning point in that you have numerous plays where you get no yardage or negative yardage. You need to at least get a couple yards on running plays.
Again, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Howard drops back, got time, throws it over the middle. Cruz has got it. He's got a first down. He's into Grinnell territory inside the 40. Referee slips and falls down as he tries to mark the spot, but he'll mark it at about the 39. 7:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 Oskaloosa the lead, and they'll move the chains into Grinnell territory.
Yeah, nice play there, Cruz. I'm not sure where he came from. If he was in the inside slot.
He was actually lined up on near side tight end.
Okay, he was in the tight end.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice play there with Cruz in the tight end position.
Yeah, he and Alex Chapman both will line up close, tight to the formation. Henry actually tight to the formation now as Cruz comes out after the catch. So they do have 2 tight ends again with 2 wide receivers lined up with Miller and Howard in the backfield. This will be a fake to Miller. Howard makes a man miss, fires it deep down the field looking for Silvers, and he made a great break to try to make a play on the ball, but just could not reel it in. He actually was breaking toward the goalpost on a post pattern, broke off the route to try to slide back and try to make a play on it, but as he was falling backwards, could not reel it in. That was a high difficulty level throw and a high level difficulty catch.
Well, it was a little bootleg action. They're running a double tight. They was going to bootleg him around the end, but the defensive end did a good job in getting depth and forced Howard to scramble around, and he just threw it up there. Silvers was able to break away but unable to make the catch.
Yeah, that was a tough play, but good job by Howard keeping the play alive and ad-libbing. He's going to fake the handoff zone read. He's going to take it up the middle, run over a man, and get to the 35, which will set up a 3rd and 6 on the near hash. Oski moving from left to right with 6.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 in favor of Oskaloosa. That game of the week just into the 3rd quarter, still tied at 20. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont hosting Sigourney Kyoto. 4 wide receivers. Howard takes the snap on 3rd and 6. He's going to look on an out route. He's got Henry. He's got the catch, and he is there near the stick at the 29-yard line, and we'll see if they give it to him. That's right at the chains, but that's what the play's designed to do. Just get the exact yardage you need, and they're going to mark it a 1st down, and Oskaloosa will continue this drive.
Boy, that was great timing. That's a long throw on there, and that was an out route, and Henry and Howard connected beautifully on it.
They're working pretty good together here.
Yes, they are.
Henry was not listed as a starting wide receiver coming into this game, but with Tucker Nunnekoven going down, Calvin Silvers picked up some spot in the slot, and that obviously has allowed Henry also to get into the mix a little bit more frequently. 3 wide receivers near side, Henry by himself to the far side. Howard takes a snap on 1st down, again a little out route, same exact play, and Henry able to get some more positive yardage for the Indians, picking up about 5.
Henry impressive out there, nice catch with his hands.
Good route too.
You know, I mentioned last week, I saw Cole play a lot in JV last year, and he finishes runs off. He's a good, tough runner after he catches the ball. So he's really looking good tonight catching the ball. And we're going to need extra guys to block the Solons and Washingtons of the world.
Howard, a little screen pass to Tanner DeCock, makes a man miss. He's inside the 25, down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Good run by Tanner DeCock after the catch on the screen, and they'll move the chains again. 5:23 to go, 3rd quarter, 28-0 Oskaloosa into the red zone.
Howard getting into a rhythm here. It's a little pitch and catch all over the place.
Not letting the defense get that depth.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Oskaloosa looking sharp this possession.
They're going to flip-flop to the far side of the field, go 3 wide receivers, Chapman, Silvers, and DeCock, with Henry coming to the near side. The back is still Miller, and in the gun is Seth Howard. Oskaloosa moving the ball 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Here's Howard, steps into a throw, looking for Henry, overshoots him. He had his man beat off the line of scrimmage, though, and on that short side of the field, there's not a ton of room, Doug, to miss toward the sideline because you just don't have the kind of room that you have on that other side of the field, the far side. But you can see they're trying to get that matchup one-on-one.
Well, and the guy guarding Henry is not very tall. I think
his name is Alex Farmer.
5'8",
5'9", 140.
5'9" against 6'7". So you just got to give Cole a chance to catch the ball.
That is a 10-inch difference there. 3 wide receivers to the far side. In motion comes DeCock. He comes in as the H-back. Handoff Miller up the gut. And is undressed the football. What a heads-up recovery by Oskaloosa, though, at the 11-yard line. They're still scrambling for it. What an outstanding recovery
Uh-oh, Grinnell, I think.
And Grinnell's going to pick up a personal foul after the play, but that was Noah Van Veldhuizen who dove in there and got the ball after Miller lost it coming through the line of scrimmage. Dead ball, personal foul on Grinnell, which will be a half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down. It was a decent run for Miller, but after he got the first contact, the ball squirted out. But Noah Van Veldhuizen saw it and was able to break on the football and dive on it to save the possession for Oskaloosa here in the red zone. And after the penalty, the extracurriculars put it at the 5-yard line for what will be first and goal.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, if there was some. Okay, we're getting word from Jody here that a guy jumped on him. So, whatever, Oskaloosa deep, 1 yard, 5 yards away.
4 wide receivers. Hill is now the runner. First and goal from the 5. It's going to be Howard lobbing it up, and there's going to be a lot of contact in the corner of the end zone, and no flag will be thrown, as that time Farmer fighting for his life with Henry. But they do not say anything about a penalty, potentially because it may have been uncatchable.
Well, and I don't know this for sure, but if you're Cole, you got to make sure that you line up in off of the sideline so you give yourself some room towards the out-of-bounds line.
4 wide still. Here's the snap, a handoff. This is Hill all the way up the gut, and he's going to follow his blockers for a touchdown. 5-yard TD run by Casey Hill. Hard to believe that's his first touchdown of the game, but he is well over 100 yards, and he is having a breakout performance here. And Oski's an extra point away from putting this into running clock territory. 34-0 Indians, 4:25 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, and you can just kind of see that the Grinnell defense, they come out from halftime after getting a rest, and they were playing okay, and then they just wear them down and take over the game.
Blom on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick on the way, and it is good. 35-0. Oski's got a 5-touchdown lead with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff after this right here on the No Coast Network.
Roughing the kicker.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
Interesting stuff here. Oskaloosa, I think, benefited from a roughing the kicker on the extra point. So as if Aaron Blom needed any extra yardage to punt it through or kick it off the tee through the end zone. With 4:25 left, we are going to be in the running clock. 35-0 Oskaloosa the lead, just what the Indians needed after last week's disappointing performance.
Yeah, and things are getting a little bit chippy out here. You hate to see that. That's really dangerous with a kicker to hit him like that in the legs. So 15 yards on Grinnell, and hopefully with a score like this, you want to just keep everybody healthy.
And Grinnell would like to try to steal a couple of their district games as well. Not really a contender for the playoffs, at least on paper this year. And Oskaloosa looking to try to get back to the playoffs after qualifying out of their district in 2016. Blom to kick off from the Grinnell 45-yard line after the 15-yard roughing penalty on the extra point. And he is going to bomb it, line drive straight through the end zone for the touchback. His 4th touchback, padding those kicker stats. He's actually probably a little upset he got that penalty because that takes 15 yards off his average kickoff.
Well, and speaking of kicker stats, he's going to have a couple missed field goals.
Yeah.
But the 42-yarder, but the 58-yarder was
It's good from 60 if it would have been straight.
Yeah. 60,
well, it was straight. He just needed it to be a little bit to the right because he was from the left hash. And he missed it about that far left of the upright. So, yeah, he is a weapon, to say the least.
And Oskaloosa sticks with their #1 defense out there still.
Yeah, we'll see. This might be the last we see of that. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. In the pistol now is Kaufman. He takes the snap and will hand it to Schulte. Schulte makes a man miss. Nice little juke there. Gets out to about the 23 before being brought down by Chapman. Only a gain of 3, but made it look pretty.
Yeah, I made our outside linebacker there whiff on the tackle.
There were 2 guys there. I think that was Dykstra and
Keaton DeCock.
Yeah. You have eyes for 44 and 13, I think.
I've got eyes on them guys all the time. Needs to keep his eyes up and his head.
Hey, that was a good move, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a good move, but
the running clock is going to keep this thing a-rolling.
If it was two-hand touch, he'd still be able to go.
One wide receiver to each side. All in good fun from Dad there. Here is Kaufman back to pass. He is going to try to scramble. Cruz makes him stop dead in his tracks. Looks like Cade Snakenberg is out there at a cornerback spot now. It looked like Keaton was in on the stop there, and he'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So you have a few new guys out there for Oskaloosa. Zion Mamoon, who is eligible this week, he is out there. And we mentioned Snakenberg at one of the corners.
And I think Zion's somebody that can really help.
He was lined up to start this year.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. Here's the snap. This is going to be a fake handoff. Kaufman straight ahead. He's got the first down. Keaton again on the stop.
That's better.
Gain of 5. And that'll move the chains. Very few first downs in this game for Grinnell, but now Oskaloosa kind of filtering in second-teamers on this defense to get them some action with the running clock. The clock does not stop when they reset the chains. So you're going to feel this clock really start going by pretty fast here. 2:40 now left in the 3rd quarter. 35-0 Oskaloosa the lead. Grinnell has a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 2 backs in the shotgun is Drew Kaufman. And here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the gut, making the first guy miss, and then a nice hit from behind by Kenny Satimi. Gain of about 4.5, maybe 5 for the running back. Again, they're riding Schulte. 2:20 to go.
So Grinnell is moving the ball on us this quarter. This has been their best quarter of the game. They probably have, I don't know, 60, 70 yards when they
Well, they did have a 35-yard run on their first drive.
But they got a couple first downs, probably 3 or 4 first downs in this quarter.
2nd and about 5 from their own 40. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's the snap. Oski loading the box again. Kaufman looking for the deep ball. A little bit of miscommunication there. Van Rukel kind of jumped up on that instead of going back to that free safety spot. But DeYoung had him covered pretty well. There wasn't any room there to complete the pass, and the incompletion will bring up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Alex did. He had him blanketed over there. Jaden's got to take a better angle back on that play.
I'm a little intrigued. If you're going to start throwing it, you have a guy that just entered the game on one side, and then you throw it to the guy that's already picked you off twice.
I don't think they have advanced scouts up in the box. Tell them who's new in the game or not.
1:20 to go and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 35-0 Oski the lead, and it looks like Grinnell's going to burn a timeout for this 3rd quarter or 3rd down play. 1:18 left 3rd quarter. 35-0 Oski the lead. We'll take a quick break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development is dedicated to the promotion and improvement of rural economies and to the development of both vision and leadership to enhance the quality of life in all Mahaska County. Recently designated as a home base Iowa community, Mahaska County and the city of Oskaloosa are now welcoming veterans and transitioning service members for career opportunities in the area. This also includes an incentives package created through Mahaska County Ag and Rural Development. For more information on how to support the Home Base Iowa initiative, contact Deanne DeGroot at 641-672-2591.
Grinnell is coming back on the field after they burned their first time out of the second half. 1:18 left in this 3rd quarter. 35-0 Oskaloosa.
Pella's still leading Dallas Center Grimes 7-3 in the 4th quarter now.
And English Valley's just come back to make that Twin Cedars ball game a game, 40-34 in that 8-player game. So we'll have all those scores on Scores and More.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin that.
Yeah. Brought to you by Bubbler after these games go final right here on KBOE KMZ. And a little reverse action here. And good block there by Schulte. But look at Cade Snakenberg getting a tackle right at the line of scrimmage as they brought around Farmer from the far side on a little reverse to force a 4th down. How about Cade Snakenberg on the stop?
Nice job by one of the Snakies.
And he is the host of the Indian Power Hour.
Yeah, is that the one?
He along with Calvin Silvers and Nick Ryder.
Yeah,
My bad.
I listened to it last week.
Hey, that was their first game. That was their first go-round. So they're back at it this week. And Cade, kind of the ringleader of that group for the Indian Power Hour, which you can hear tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. right here on KMZN. That was a great segue. He needs to be in the game more often. And they're going to do a little fake punt. And the punter trying to get to the outside, and he's got the first down. Tanner Strand, who was listed as the starting quarterback on our depth chart, has not played a snap at QB, but he has been punting and returning kicks. But that time, just kind of a little rugby-style punt, and they were basically just like, if you see something, go get it. He picks up 8 yards on the play. He needed 5, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Grinnell, but that will be the end of the third quarter with the running clock. So 35-0, Oskaloosa the lead, and the fourth quarter will begin when we return after this short break. Oski with a 35-zip lead, well on their way to win number 1 on the year right here on the No Coast Network.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom? Thank
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
And we're back live. Fourth quarter action about to begin. It'll be Grinnell football at their own 48-yard line, a 1st and 10. Oskaloosa with a 35-0 lead. We do have some scores filtering in. Moravia, we are being told by Jody up here in the box, goes to 3-0, defeating Wayne tonight. That's just one of the many scores you'll be able to hear with reports from the games. From most of our games within the listening area, you'll be able to hear that live on Scores and More, presented by Bubbler. Tonight, right after our games go final here on KBOE KMZ in the game of the week, a barn burner. Sigourney Keota now leading 26-20, early fourth quarter in that one on 104.9 FM KBOE. So a good one brewing there. Here is Tanner Strand. He is at quarterback for the first time tonight, and he is going to try to run outside. He breaks a couple of tackles, and Cade Snakenberg will wrangle him to the ground after a pickup of about 6 yards. How about Snakey getting some action here?
Another nice play by the Snake. He has got 2 tackles here. This quarterback,
Strand, a different look.
Yeah, he's a little bit quicker than the other guy.
Well, he was listed as the starter on our sheet.
Yeah, so Grinnell, good gain on first down, 6 yards.
Drew Kaufman actually listed as a tight end on their team roster. So I'm guessing it was kind of a late decision to try to have him compete for the starting quarterback spot. His dad, Chris Kaufman, is the AD here in Grinnell.
Oop.
And Strand pulls that out last minute. I think he wanted to keep it, but he's going to be brought down. And a good tackle is made there by Zion Mamoon.
That was an excellent play by Zion. He read that and came up there and made the play. For a loss
and made him feel it, too.
He's a hitter. I mean, I enjoyed watching him last year in JV, and he is going to help this defense going down through the season here.
He was not eligible last week. He is back on the field this week, and he is looking to try to make a name for himself at the linebacker spot. Oski all of a sudden looking pretty deep at linebacker right now.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, please. Here's a handoff here to Schulte. He's going to try to go outside, loses his footing, and falls at the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 4th and about 4 or so. We'll see where the mark is. 10.5 to go in regulation. 35-0 Oskaloosa the lead. They'll make it 4th and about 4, and obviously Grinnell likely to go for it here. Although Strand is also the punter.
Once again, we're going to play it as though it's a regular punt, but it is a big-time fake punt area.
It is a risk, but again, Strand is back in punt formation. Low snap gets by him. Oskaloosa is back there, and he picks it up. Almost got away, but he'll fall back inside the 40, and Oskaloosa will have it deep in Grinnell territory again. That was about the 4th low snap on a punt we've seen tonight on that long snap, and Strands bailed him out a few times. Was unable to bail him out that time.
No, but he made a nice pickup after he ran back.
And he saw nothing but 8 white uniforms coming after him, too.
And they were coming hard at him.
And he almost broke away and made a little run for it.
He's slippery.
It's interesting we haven't seen him on offense until right now.
Yeah, and Oskaloosa continues with their same. They're going to pull a few guys, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here we go. We got a change of possession. The clock's running. You have no idea how much time's left, and we're flirting with the delay of game again.
Well, Cole Henry's going to enter at QB. You have Nick Dykstra out there as a wide receiver as well, so a few changes in that regard. 9:05 and counting here. 35-0 Oski the lead in our first look tonight at QB for Cole Henry. Henry has a touchdown catch and a few other catches in this game, and he is going to hand it off up the middle to Tyler Miller, who gains maybe a yard. Also out there at wide receiver for Oskaloosa is a number 80, who also is, well,
Dylan Van Leuven.
Okay. The roster we have is not all-encompassing. Let's just say it that way. Either way, it is 2nd and 10 here. Here's a throw. Henry finds Dykstra sitting down. He's trying to get to the outside. Makes a man miss. He's got a first down. And he runs over a guy inside the 25.
Nice job. These two, Henry and Dykstra, hooked up big time last year in JV, and they are very comfortable with each other. Nice pitch and catch there, and Dykstra finishes the runoff by plowing over the Grinnell defender.
He's a hard-nosed kid, Nick Dykstra.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Dylan Van Leuven indeed is number 80. I've dug up a little more comprehensive roster.
Well, we had
us
that
here.
last week.
I know, I messed up. It's my bad. Anyway, here is Miller on a little stretch play to the outside and breaks a tackle, stays on his feet somehow, turns it up. He's inside the 10. And he's going to be down inside, I believe, the 5-yard line. What a great job keeping his balance after it looked like that Farmer was going to bring him down there on the perimeter.
Yeah, great job by Tyler there using his hand-down drill that the running backs usually do before practice even gets started. And he got his hand down, kept his balance, and was able to turn that into a big gainer.
Got an injured player, the first time we've seen that tonight, and it is a Grinnell player on the far sideline. So with the Grinnell player down, looks as though they're trying to tend to him on that far sideline. There are 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 35-0, Oskaloosa with the advantage. We appreciate you joining us on any of our platforms, live on the radio on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, with a live video stream in HG on radiokmzn.com, MCG Channel 7, and the KMZN mobile app as well. We appreciate everyone for joining us. Big thanks to our sponsors. If you hear or see their commercial, please support them because they support us, which allows us to support these kids and student athletes and teachers and coaches. So as the injured Tiger walks off the field, that brings up a 1st and goal for Oskaloosa. Already leading 35-0, but looking for some more. Of course, I'd like to remind you to tune in for Scores and More presented by Bubbler as soon as this game goes final tonight. We will be live with scores from all of our area teams and some reports from those games. 4 wide receivers, and it will be Van Leuven over there in the slot, a little flinch. And that'll back Oski up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line, but the clock will continue to run.
Yeah, another just a not focusing penalty. That's what I think I want to say, just taking a step. I mean, it's a silent count on the snap. So I'm not sure how we make those penalties.
4 wide, 2 to each side. Henry in the gun, takes the snap, and he'll hand it off. Miller is stuffed. And Wilbur White back into the game, able to get the tackle for no gain.
Sometimes we have success up the middle. Other times,
Wilbur just
nothing
gets there.
Wilbur White.
Yeah,
namesake for a great William Penn grad, Wilbur Young.
Wilbur Young, yeah. Same number? Wait.
99 was Wilbur Young.
Anyways, here's a throw, and it's caught over the middle by Dykstra, about at the 2-yard line. That was a nice play by Dykstra to come up with a catch.
Yeah, them two, they like to hook up, and they get on the same page, and they can get rolling.
Dykstra has been great defensively. Henry great as a receiver in this game. As I mentioned, he has a few catches, including 1 touchdown from 27 yards out, which was the first touchdown pass for Seth Howard, and it came against his old school. 4 wide again. 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. 5:45 to go, and this is going to be a handoff. Miller up the gut. He's got it, and he's in for a score. Touchdown, Oskaloosa. Tyler Miller's first rushing touchdown of the season, and Oskaloosa up 41-0 with the extra point to follow. The Indians really putting it on the Tigers here tonight.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line there. Tyler just kind of hid behind him and snuck through a little lane there and went into the end zone untouched.
Extra point to come. Aaron Blom going to walk this one off and look to make it a 42-0 score. The snap, the hold, the kick is on the way. This one is wide to the left. Blom pulled that one, but it's going to be of little consequence because Oskaloosa leads at 41-0 with just 5:43 to go. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the kickoff after this. Oski leading big here on the No Coast Network.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Oskaloosa leading big, 41-0 on the scoreboard with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left. Several fans heading for the exits here from both sides as the game winding itself down. This is a good win for Oskaloosa, Doug, and you just want to kind of get out of here as fast as you can, keep everybody healthy, and get set for Fort Madison and district play ramping up next week.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in the pregame, you got to get better. I mean, we've got to clean up the penalties and get a little sharper on that.
Blom's kickoff is high and deep in the air. This is going to be, I believe, Schulte back at the 2-yard line. And cutting it up, he's going to get to about the 20-yard line. Good tackle made. Casey Hill in the pile along with Jaden Van Rukel. Some first-teamers still getting some work on the kickoff coverage unit just to make sure that that's figured out. I can always use work. Special teams could always use work.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time to get some guys in there, get them a little varsity action. They work hard all week. By the way, if you're not doing anything on Monday night, the Indians will be hosting Grinnell in a JV game.
On Labor Day?
Oh, yeah, I think they do play it on Labor Day.
Wow.
Yep. So get your cooking done. Come on out. Watch a little JV football.
Are you encouraging people not to buy concessions?
No. It's just a holiday. Isn't that what people do on holidays?
I don't know, Doug. You tell me. 2 wide receivers. Strand back at QB. Fakes the handoff. Actually, he does hand it off. And a nice little cut there by Schulte. He's going to pick up some solid yardage. He had me fooled. I have to ask you, Doug, why haven't we seen Tanner Strand? That was some good ball handling there.
Yeah, I don't know. Why? To me, he's earning himself a start for next week.
I mean, you'd figure.
Yeah. Who they got next week?
They have...
My bad. I got it here somewhere.
70, Tyson Brooklander out there. Here's the snap. Here is another fake handoff this time for sure for Strand. Fires up the middle, no go. They're going to be playing at home against North Polk to start district play next week. And then at Bondurant Farrar, at Pella versus Norwalk. Ouch.
Yeah. Norwalk upset last week by Indianola, who played your alma mater, the Ottumwa Bulldogs, tonight. But Norwalk was ranked #1 until that loss.
In the register.
In the register.
We have to mention that.
A little bit high for them.
I think I like the Radio Iowa poll personally myself. I find that to be a little more accurate. Either way, tight formation here. Strand will hand it to the deep back. This is Schulte trying to bounce it outside. Good tackle by, I believe that's Keaton over there on that far side.
All right, that boy Keaton.
That was an excellent play by Keaton with gain of just 1 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
You sure that was
That
Keaton?
is a murderer's row schedule here.
Snakenberg again. I think it was the snake, wasn't it?
No, it was Keaton in like a...
Oh. Yeah, there he is. Keaton is in the game.
Oh, my goodness. EBF has taken a 28-26 lead as they get deep into the fourth quarter in our game of the week.
The Rockets.
3:55 left in that game of the week on KBOE. Here's the snap. Strand rolling out to the near side on 3rd and 9. Fires it over the middle. Tipped, and nearly a one-handed pick. Now, if he's got a healthy arm, I think Van Rukel might be able to pull that in with the left hand, but a flag behind the play. I would imagine this is going to be a hold on Grinnell.
Yeah, good job by the defense again, and tip ball and almost another interception.
They're going to decline the penalty as an ineligible man downfield. Clock is going to continue to run, even though it should be stopped right now. So the 36-yard touchdown by Trey Moore for Eddyville has given the Rockets a late lead in that one.
I don't know if this is fair, but you are definitely going to want to tune in to Scores and More because
Dallas Center Grimes is Dallas Center Grimes is, I'm telling them, Dallas Center Grimes is just taking the lead.
10-7 on Pella in the fourth, and it's probably midway through the fourth at least.
At least, yeah. Wow. Yeah, turning to Scores and More, you're going to have all the action there of that game and our game of the week. Lining up for a punt here on fourth down, less than 2 minutes to go. 41-0 Oskaloosa. Another low snap. Strand digs it out like a shortstop, but it's partially blocked. Ball is still loose, and it'll roll out of bounds harmlessly. It looked like the block partially was from Hunter Mason up the middle. But you want to talk about another low snap. Strand did a great job picking that like a first baseman would in baseball, but he just couldn't get the kickoff.
Well, I have to apologize, Emery. I was reading up on the DCG Pella. A fan just puts this information in. It is late in the fourth quarter as DCG has taken a 10-7 lead.
Again, Coach McKinstry for Pella didn't see that streak as anything very significant. That Twin Cedars English Valley game was a 20-some point game, and it is now tied.
40-40.
Wow.
Carlisle putting up 57 in the third quarter on Gilbert.
Yikes. Either way, let's go ahead and wrap this guy up. We have 50 seconds left. This could be either the last play or the second to last play, and look who's at quarterback. It's Aaron Blom. He takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to the back and dragging
That's
players.
Walker Newman in there, and he's a powerful guy.
Walker Newman, the sophomore, gets a handoff up the middle with 30 seconds to go. Oskaloosa melting away the clock here with 41-0 the lead. Oskaloosa quickly back to the line. They want to run one more play with these guys in the game. Blom out of the gun. Third quarterback on the depth chart. The sophomore will fake it and take the snap and hand it off again to Newman. Newman up the gut, breaks a couple of tackles, runs over a man. Look at him run. And that's a great way to end this ball game inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, and that will be the game. Oskaloosa 41. Grinnell 0. The Indians pick up the shutout win, and they are 1-1 on the year. We'll take a break, come back with the post-game show after this, live right here on the No Coast Network.
Plow Valve Company of Oskaloosa is very proud of all area students involved in any school activities. They know that being involved takes dedication and hard work put forth by each student. Plow Valve Company reminds you to support our area students in the various activities that they're involved in. School activities are important in molding young people into healthy, successful adults, as they are an important part of a good community. Congratulations to all area students from Plow Valve Company in Oskaloosa.
For over 35 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in bringing your printing ideas to life with quality equipment, modern facilities, and a skilled staff. Whether it's a business card or a postcard, a book or brochure, and everything in between, Pella Printing applies old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to deliver the finished piece you envision. And they'll even mail it for you. Call 877-628-4941 or stop in off Exit 40 behind Ulrich Motor in Pella. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Penn Central Mall. It's more than a shopping center. It's the heart of downtown Oskaloosa. Located just off the square, Penn Central Mall has what you and your family are looking for. Need a last-minute gift? We've got those at Penn Central Mall. Need a little wardrobe update? Come see us at Penn Central Mall. Need a host site for an event or meeting? Think Penn Central Mall. We have tables, we have chairs, and we have the right amount of space to ensure your event is fun for all. Stop by Penn Central Mall to shop and stay to plan your next event with us. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
At Pepsi, we think it's important to celebrate stuff in life.
Like when you text that really cute guy you met at a party on Friday, and he immediately texts you back. You celebrate with an ice-cold Pepsi.
Or your friend turns on the radio, and your absolute most favorite new song just happens to be playing. That calls for a Pepsi, too.
Because when you Having your roommate order a pizza and the delivery guy throws in extra breadsticks no charge?
Break out the Pepsi.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call Timeout to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-ALD.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Back here live here at the Grinnell High School, and we got some scores rolling in. Be sure to check out as soon as we sign off here shortly that Scores and More presented by Bubble or something you're going to tune into. All of the scores with reports from several area games. And that'll be live as soon as the game of the week goes final on 104.9 FM KBOE. And that one, as far as we can tell, an absolute barn burner between EBF and Sigourney Kyoto. EBF holding on to the home field advantage with a 2-point lead last check late in the fourth. So if you want the final score there, check it out. Oskaloosa wins this game 41-0. And Doug, 376 the total yards for Oskaloosa, 223 on the ground, 153 in the air. Both very effective throughout the game. Just 90 rushing yards, 16 passing yards for Grinnell, 106 total yards. An overall dominant showing by Oskaloosa, and the scoreboard at 41-0 represents that.
Yeah, you got to love seeing 223 on the ground.
223 on the ground, and you outgained your opposition by 270 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice effort tonight. Congratulations to the offensive line. They're only going to get better, working with each other. We got Fort Madison next week. Hopefully they continue to improve. One thing we've got to try to eliminate are running plays where we get no yards or negative yards. We got to try to at least get a yard or two on our running plays and keep us in good down and distance situations.
Doug, if you had one MVP tonight for Oskaloosa, who's it going to be?
Sparko.
Yeah, Alex
DeYoung with the INT for 6, and he had another INT.
And he was just locked down.
Yeah, great hands, and yeah, he was all over his receiver tonight. So my defensive MVP would be Sparko.
I'm going to give my MVP of the game to Casey Hill. Both sides of the ball looked very strong tonight after not really having the game he'd like to. Didn't really play any defense last week either, but got into the game and looked really strong tonight. And Oskaloosa will have a week to heal up before they see Fort Madison coming up next Friday, a home game to start district play in Class 3A. So be sure to check that out. If you can't make it out to the Lacey Complex, we'll, of course, have the broadcast as well here live on the No Coast Network with the help of the Oskaloosa Video Production Program at Oskaloosa High School. Doug, good win for Oskaloosa, and we're excited to be back at it again next week.
Well, let's show up again in full force like we know you will in Oskaloosa as we host the Fort Madison Bloodhounds. Fort Madison does have a new coach. They did win their week 1 game. I'm not sure what they're doing tonight, so let's pack the stands again.
Yeah, Oskaloosa did beat them by 49 points last year, but they want to come in and do the exact same and get themselves really rolling going into this year during district play. Doug, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thank you, Emery, and have a great holiday.
Oh, yeah, Labor Day weekend, folks. That is Doug DeCock, and that will do it for our broadcast tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Oskaloosa picks up the 41-0 win. Big thanks to our helpers from the Oskaloosa Video Production Program at Oskaloosa High School coming on the road and helping us out. For our director, Dino Landucci, our technical director, Titus Letzring, and Donna Ballard back in the No Coast Network studios. This is Emery Songer signing off. Stay locked and loaded for Scores and More presented by Bubbler coming up in just moments as soon as the game of the week wraps up on KBOE, and that'll that'll be live on KBOE and KMZN following the final scores. We'll have live updates from scores and from games around the area, and that will be coming up in the next little bit. But for everyone here and my partner Doug DeCock, I'm Emery Songer signing off. Oskaloosa gets win number 1 on the year. They're 1-1. They defeat Grinnell on the road by a score of 41-0. You heard and watched it live right here on the No Coast Network.
You've been listening to Oskaloosa Indians football.
Brought to you by Fairway, Mahaska, Oskaloosa Vision Center Incorporated, Clow Valve Company, Bank Iowa, William Penn University, Mahaska Drug, Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance, Swim Sports Awards and Screen Printing, Robert Auld Investments, Bruxford's Decorating Center, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Hawkeye Real Estate, Kelly Style Insurance, Pella Printing, Petrito Orthodontics, Penn Central Mall, and Raymond James Financial Services.
This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.